Hello, 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 my loves, and welcome to the Carter Love Talk Show after hours. Hold on I knew that was gonna happen. Okay, so anyways, again, still adjusting to the new flow of things. Um, Make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you can be notified every time we post a video here at the Carter Love Talk Show. I'm going to we're gonna dive into first. What are you drinking? I am back at it again with my lovely favorite drink. Mwah. You know what I'm saying? I got my little drink. I'm not gonna get too crazy today. It's that time of the month, and when it's that time of the month, sometimes I get a little too moody when I drink. So I'm gonna keep it light, and then I'm gonna have some tea after the show so that um I can be relaxed in a different way. But anyways, now we're going to dive into our spotlight, which is this video. Today's video is sponsored by Shay Butter because pleasure is meant to be felt. And during today's spotlight, what I want to do is take some time to show you the website. So we're gonna look at the website. Um, and what I want to show you is a couple of things. So, you go on the website, carterlovellc.com. You are worthy of love. Experiencing the loving ingredients of Shay Butter. So you can bypass everything by just clicking this. And it'll take you right to the oils and the scrubs and eventually the butters and the cleansers and the this and the that, right? Um, so this is where that will be. Um, that's where all this is. But you could also, when you first go on the page, it'll be here. You scroll down. Um, this is a little bio, but also in the bio, it tells you the different things this website is for. So this is, if you're ready to experience the different ways I pour into this work, I pour love into this work, whether that's through commercial branding. When you click this, it will go to all the commercial branding that I do. Consulting, when you click this, it'll go to consulting or simply finding something new that feeds your spirit. So also, like, it also breaks down the different menus. These menus that it's referring to, it says through the menus below, is all the way. So this is my little team, and it's actually bigger than this, which is exciting. I'm waiting for the intake form from some of the members. So go ahead and take a look at that. Um, these are the reviews. So you could also look at the reviews from just about every service that I provide. There's a review there, but this is the menu. So services and products, that's all going to be here. Community resources, so the podcast, which is what we're doing right now, discounts and upcoming events and all that stuff is going to be here. I am going to be updating these soon because I have gotten some new discount codes because I have some new brands to work with. This is the policies and stuff like that. So this is also a good space for you guys to look at. So all of this can be found here. This website, it really embodies all of me. And I don't want to change that. I understand that some people find it hard. They want me to fit into whether I'm doing oils or clothing or this or that. I'm not doing it. And if that means that I don't get a client, then I don't get a client. So the clothing is on here as well. If you know me and you know about my clothing, you know a lot. Every collection is a reflection of me to some degree. It's Every reflection is something that has helped me grow. We've talked about the big collection, not a hugger. Love you first. Love your body every step of the journey. I'm not for everyone. His honey. Petty Betty is from my poetry book. There's artwork from my modeling. Me unapologetically. the DaShay Carter. We also even have, if you're part of the Carter Love Collective, which is my small business collective group, Beautifully Imbalanced, which is my first original podcast that I will be working harder on, but also that's the book as well. There is, where is it? Oh, Car Love Talk Show. So the talk show has a collection as well. So all of that is there, but also the Shay Shay Butter is there, and also so is the commercial branding. And each image corresponds with what I do. Creative directing, so I'm in a directing chair. Concept development. This was kind of like a cute little thing. Full service commercial branding, a full photo shoot for your commercial branding services. Branding, event coordination. It looks cute because it's an event, right? It looks like, I'm at an event or whatever. Just little stuff like that. So there's also add-ons if you want another model, if you want a makeup artist, if you want additional studio time, additional edits, stuff like that. This is my current thing that I'm pushing right now, is the product feature. And if you see a lot of my, which page? One of these should have my Instagram on it. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to reset that setting. I think I changed it. So it's not on the main page anymore. But anyways, the Instagram, if you see a lot of the photos that I've done recently, that is a little bit of an example of what I can do for other brands. But anyways, that is the product spotlight. It's a little more extended than what I usually do, but we have the time. And so I wanted to make sure that you understand how simple the web. It's simple to me because I know me, like I know the ins and outs of me. But literally, you can go in there for what you came for. If you don't care about the oils and you're just there for the clothes, you can go for the clothes. If you don't care about the oils, if you don't care about the clothes and you're just there for the oils, you can go there for that. So, anyways, that was the spotlight. Again, this show was created, one, to have a safe space to have conversations that are not had enough, but two, to spotlight businesses. I kind of wanted it to be like a urban news channel. So that's where we're at with that. So I want to start incorporating that into the show. So that's where these spotlights are coming in. Again, we're going to first start off spotlighting the teams, businesses, and then we'll start taking in other businesses, because there's tons of them that I know, that I love, that I support. Like I said, on that discount page, there's some on there. Y'all didn't tell me my glasses was crooked. Y'all should have said in the comments, like, girl, fix them glasses. Your glasses was crooked. I'm gonna take them off anyway, so because I get distracted with the glare. I'd be like, can they see my eyes or not? I'm just kidding. But we are about to dip into the highs and lows. I do want to, I'm waiting because someone is backstage and I want to bring them forward when we do the highs and lows. Sorry, I need to stop messing with my hair. If y'all didn't notice, I cut the little curlies out because they were getting tangled, and she did such a great job, and they were getting tangled, and these braids look too good. Like, look how clean these braids look. But I didn't do a good job of cutting this one off, and that's why I was pulling at it. And I need to stop doing that on camera. But again, this is where we real and raw, right? So whatever. Anyways, I love my little braids. Okay. Anyways, so that's that. I wanted to just remind you guys why we do the spotlights. So we are going to dive into the highs and lows, but I do want to remind you what today's topic about. Today's topic is about the industry insight. So we're going to talk about, we have a photographer who works with models who's coming in to talk with us. I'm a model and a creative director. We also have a videographer who works with artists who's going to come on and talk. And it's the same way we do it every Friday night. We're going to have our panel you know, our is us chilling, talking, answering questions, just sharing our experience. But first, we're gonna dive into our highs and lows, and so I'm gonna bring in hometown hero.
What
Hello,
up, though?
hello.
I'm so sorry. I fell asleep.
It's okay. I feel that. I had to go on a walk so I wouldn't fall asleep because I was tired too.
Yeah, I'm on a I'm trying to adjust to this fruit and veggie thing.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes you gotta I had no idea. Sometimes you gotta listen to your body. I'm usually not the nap guy.
Yeah.
So
Naps are necessary. They are 100% necessary. Especially, listen, if you live in this house, you know that DaShay sometimes needs a nap and to start over. Because if not, the sass is real.
yeah,
Everybody can't
and
handle
you
the
know
sass.
what? I am.
I got Scorpio sass.
Oh, my mother is a Scorpio, so I totally understand.
I got Scorpio sass.
And,
So,
and
baby.
so, and my daughter's also a Scorpio, so I totally get it.
Hmm.
Forgive my background. It's some bottles or something. It's totally not trash.
You have a lived in home, and that is okay. Sure.
Yeah, no, because I was trying to do like on Zoom, and I was like, I don't want people watching this thinking but I was like, it's bottles. Don't judge me.
It's just bottles.
We're
You guys are
recycling.
just bottles. Y'all don't come for him in the comments. You hear
Yeah,
me?
it's bottles. It's what do they call it? We're helping people recycle.
You know, that's what we're doing. So, our other guest said to give him 30 minutes. He always be late. This what he said last time he was on the show. He said, I think that, I gotta stick with my brand. And since I'm normally late, I'm gonna be late. And I said, no, let's
No,
do
that's
better this
not
year.
good.
I said, let's do better this year. And he texts me. It hit 7 o'clock. He texts me, he said, I'll be there in 30.
No, man. Yeah, like no, man. You shouldn't you shouldn't do that, man.
I'll be there in 30. I'm leaving an event. Like, what? But we love Callie. He'll be here soon. But we can dive into our highs and lows. So here on the Carla
Yes.
Talk Show, we like to go over our highs and lows for the week before we dive into our questions. So remember, you guys can share your highs and lows in the comment section. And we will share ours vocally. You guys, I finally did it. That's my high. I got a car. I have a car.
Yo, that's what's up.
It's taken years to get to this point. One, it took years for me to actually want to get to this point.
What kind of
Um,
car did you get?
I have a cute Honda Odyssey. It's a cute van.
Nice.
Yeah. So I finally did it and I've been driving it. Sometimes I can feel the anxiety try to creep back in, but I've just been making sure there's no gaps. Like I've been driving every day since I got it.
When I met you, I don't think you. Well, I know you didn't have a car, but did you know how to drive at that time?
I've always known how to drive, but I've always been fearful of driving.
I'll let you in on a little secret. I have anxiety driving at night, like on the freeway.
Hmm.
Like if somebody was like, "Oh, let's go to Oakland," you drive. Like right now, I'm like, "Yeah, bro, you're gonna have to drive." I'll
Yeah.
pay, but you're gonna have to drive. Like, but if I'm like in my like, if I say, "Hey, I'm gonna run to Walmart," like I could do that.
Yeah, yeah. For me,
But
that was the biggest thing to me for me too was the freeway. Like I still haven't got on the freeway. I plan on getting on the freeway on Sunday. That's the goal. But just to a short distance. There's this yoga studio here in Vallejo,
mhm.
but it's like in between Vallejo and Cordelia. So I have to get on the freeway for like 5 minutes. So I'm
You
gonna
could do that.
yeah, I'm gonna try that.
It's crazy because I usually get that anxiety between like Vallejo Fairfield.
Mm,
And like it really like I remember like driving at night going to the Berry and it's like when that lane opens up like in Fairfield, I'm like, oh my god, let me get on the far right.
yeah.
And then I don't drive on the freeway in the rain. I don't like to drive in the rain at all because I got
Yeah.
rear-ended 2 years ago. But I'm definitely not driving on the freeway in the rain.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. And I know someone told me next week it's raining. I was like, what?
Oh
Like
no,
next
let me check
week
my
I'm
thing.
supposed to be I want to take my driving test to get my license next week.
Let's see here.
But
I don't see any rain in the forecast for next week. But you
I don't
know, we
know.
do live in we do live in California, so
I know, but he said light rain. I haven't checked it for myself yet. That was at work, so um but yeah, so
I'm drinking
whew,
water.
you drinking water, is that what you said?
Let's see. Yeah, this is water.
Water
Yeah, they say drinking out of glass bottles will be better for you. I don't know.
is better for you. It's because there's the plastic that whatever is in the what you call it gets in your
Yeah, in your water. So I'm
yeah.
trying to adopt better strategies of life.
Yes. So Ja asked if we did our highs and lows. We're currently on our highs. We're talking about me driving and getting my car. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta level up because there's so many opportunities that I've missed out on. Technically, if they were for me, they're gonna come back around or whatever. But there's just a lot that I could have been doing if I would have been driving. So I'm grateful that now I am driving, and so I'm kind of like trying to rip the band-aid off and just hit the ground running. But of
I,
course, still giving myself that grace. You know what I mean?
yeah, I've been driving since I was 20,
Hmm.
and like when you don't have a car, you feel it, especially if you living in Sacramento. Like in Oakland, like I can get on a bus and like I know my way around.
Yeah.
Even with the change, like the AC transit changes, I haven't been on a bus in years. But in Sacramento, it's like, bro, like I had like, or even like Vallejo, you gotta have a car in Vallejo.
Yeah, well, Vallejo to me is kind of small. Like people always be like, "Really?" But also, I've always lived around what I needed. Like, or
Mm.
I lived in the same area for 7 years. Safeway was up the street. There's my groceries. It was a 15-minute walk. Like, you know what I mean? The park wasn't that far, so I could walk my kids to the park. Everything I needed was close.
It's crazy because when I was a kid, my dad used to live in Rodeo.
Mhm.
And so down the hill, there was a Safeway.
Mhm.
And so, you know, my dad wasn't walking nowhere. But
Mhm.
I'll never forget it. Like, I think he was just tired of me and my sister being in the house because we were like kids doing kid shit.
Uh-huh.
And he basically gave us like $10 and made us walk down the hill to the Safeway. And literally, once you walk down here, the Safeway is literally right there.
Yeah.
So like it was like it's a what you call a straight shot.
Yeah.
And I remember we went, we went and got the milk. I think he sent us for milk or something.
Mhm.
And I don't know if he was just fucking with us or something. We get back and he's like, "This is the wrong milk. You got to go back."
My goodness.
And we were like, "Dad, like you know, for like I probably was like 10. My sister had to be like 13.
Yeah.
So it was like, Dad, like that's so far, like."
Yeah.
And so he really sent us back. It was good exercise.
It was good. It is good exercise. Like that's how I kept in shape. That's actually how I got in shape. Was walking. Like every time I've gotten in really good shape, it was from walking or walking to where I needed to get to. And then I usually worked in retail, so I was also on my feet. Then after having the kids, I was pushing them in the stroller, so then that was my weight, or I was wearing them, so that was my weight. Like I had a weighted vest at that point.
Yeah, no, it's true. And
So
I've known folks that like lost mad weight because like they were walking or they had a kid or you know
yeah,
their stroller. You know, you
yeah,
put 20 pounds of baby.
yeah. But
Yeah,
that's why one of my challenges, yes, is to drive, but also to drive to places that are going to encourage me to keep driving, right? So there's this yoga studio here in here in Vallejo, and they're doing like I think 4 classes for free this month. And one of them is tomorrow afternoon. So that's like I said, that's the yoga studio I'm gonna drive to. Excuse me. So
you can do
I
it
want to
during the
get
winter.
familiar with the area first. So I'm gonna take the non-highway way tomorrow, and then on Sunday they have a 6 a.m. class. So on that day I'm gonna take the freeway because
It's
one,
actually interesting. I actually found a way to take the streets to my house. So like the days that it rains, like
yeah,
I'm not getting on the freeway. Like I would literally take the extra time
Yeah.
to take the streets.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. That's my high. My low is probably just that I've been so busy that I haven't done my homework, and my homework is due on Sunday, and tomorrow is a full packed day. I know I don't have to go do yoga, but I do want to get that drive in. But I know that I always say that. I think I said that last Friday too, that I haven't touched my homework, and the homework got turned in right on time and I got an A. So I don't stress too much about it because I know I'm gonna deliver. But homework has not been touched. What I do love though, I love it when it's an assignment, when it's something that I do in real life, like as a job, because it's a brochure. I gotta make a brochure. It is psychology still. It still has to be a psychology sound brochure, but it's Canva, baby. I love Canva. I can do Canva while I sit and watch anime. I'm good. So I have to make a brochure um talking, I think it's about development. So yeah, that's my homework assignment. It'll be due sometime Sunday, but I do work
What are you studying?
a night shift. I'm studying psychology. I'm going to school to be a marriage and family therapist.
Nice.
Yeah.
Therapies are
Hopefully for the
awesome.
celebs, the goal is to be, a therapist for the celebs. Since I'm gonna be a celeb myself, might as well. But
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because I was talking to a therapist and I was like, who's the therapist for the therapist? And
I
she was like, no, they have therapists that
yeah,
specialize in therapy for it. I was like, huh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
That's what I like too because there's specialties for everything. Like I said, I want to specialize in one being a therapist for celebrities, but my main specialty that I want to dive into is families that have experienced sexual abuse. So that's
Okay.
where I
So
would like.
like family units that I have experienced
So
sexual
family
abuse?
units or individuals, but usually if it happens to one person, it might have happened to a couple of others,
Yeah.
or the family dynamics are torn apart because it happened. So it doesn't have to be the full family, but I want to specialize in working with families, but also with individuals, working with children, things like that. And as we're seeing, it's definitely heavily needed in the industry already. You know what I mean? This stuff has been going on for years. Um,
Agreed.
and a lot of times the trauma is worse when it's not treated properly. And of course, it hasn't been treated properly because it's suppressed. And it's like, here, you're going to get fame, you're going to get money, you're going to get fame, you're going to get money. Like, just take it. Like, you know what I mean?
It's so interesting when you say that. Think about a lot of the celebrities, the rappers, the etc., who've experienced that, and instead of getting them help, you throw fame in their face, you throw money
Yeah.
in their face, you throw,
Yeah.
and then when they be on drugs or they be on like all these different things, or they turn around and do those same things to other people.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this person's a monster. It's like, well, yes, we're not gonna not hold them accountable, but when you do their history,
Yeah. They were
it's
bred
like,
that way.
yeah, it's like, well, I gotta see how they became
Yeah.
um um I can kind of see how they became that way. Or like even like a person like a Michael Jackson, where it's like I can see why he thought he was Peter Pan. uh so yeah.
Oh, I just realized I don't have my other lights on. But yeah, excuse me. There's a lot of I can see a lot of it, you know what I mean? And I think that they don't know how to deal with it. There's also a lot of little lies we tell ourselves to survive.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it's a lot of mental, it's a lot of psychological. Um, and so, like I said, I want to be a part of healing that. I want to be a part of making the industry safe. Um, which is kind of on topic with what we're going to talk about today, but I want to be a part of that, you know what I mean? but also I have experienced, you know, being, victimization, being a victim of sexual abuse and stuff like that. But we like to call ourselves
Survivor.
overcomers, you
So
know?
our survivors.
Yes. I mean, because surviving is great, but once you overcome it and you use it, it becomes a power. Uh,
Mm,
so
I
I've
like that.
shifted from calling myself a survivor into calling myself an overcomer,
I
because
like that.
now I do utilize that. I utilize it in my modeling. I utilize it in my podcast. I utilize it in my poetry. I utilize it in one-on-one conversations, to not just better myself, but to better others. So I want people to learn how to take their struggles and use them to push them forward, because we can let these people keep holding us back, because that's what we're doing essentially. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
did hurt us and our minds mentally shifted to protect us, but now it's up to us to shift it back and push ourselves forward, because if not, we're still giving them the power. You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
powerful. I like that.
so so that's my goal, but that was my low. I ain't did my homework. I need to do my homework so I can be out there saving people's lives. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I'm about to say, how you gonna be a therapist and you don't even know what's in the book?
No, but y'all, if y'all see my grades, y'all know I get straight A's. Okay, baby. I've got an A on every assignment, even though that homework don't be done till like, we on Friday.
Hey,
It
a
don't be
win's a
done till
win.
Sunday morning.
Hey, listen, a win is a win.
A win is a win.
Yeah, as
So you gonna go
long as you get the information, that's all that. As long as
exactly,
you can retain the information, it don't matter if it was done Saturday
exactly,
night or right before the deadline.
exactly. The information was retained. It was also given back to you, flipped and dipped in script. No, I'm just
And you go in there and be like, so what is your struggles?
kidding.
I think you're dealing with narcissism.
Yeah. So, what are your highs and lows?
um, a high is waking up.
Yeah.
Any day above ground is a good one. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, really just living life and just having the opportunity to live life. A low is so I'm diabetic, so I'm really working on trying to heal myself.
Hmm.
And so people don't talk about the mental strain as well when
Yeah.
you're trying to heal yourself. And I'm also a person like now, like if I see somebody eating something bad, I'll be like, they got like 20 grams of sugar in
Yeah.
that. Like, and they're like, well, why are you
It's
gonna tell me?
hard not to.
Yeah, and when you have like these apps that tell you like, oh, this, I'm like, yeah, it's not good for you, right? They're like, well, why are you trying? You're the one that's diabetic, and that's like, I'm just trying to save you. Like,
I just want to save your life.
I'm just trying.
There's something
I'm literally
wrong
just
with me
trying to
because
save
I
your
want
life.
to save your life.
Yeah, I don't want you to die at 40. Like I'm just trying. But then, like I said, also just the mental anguish within self. Um, I was like, dude, like I want to like eat a cheeseburger or something like that. I mean, I don't eat cheeseburgers, but like I want to eat something bad.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's finding that grace is challenging
yeah.
for sure.
And it's like
I've been
I'm
going
drinking
through
this
that
water. Like I love water, but I also like Dr. Pepper.
too. Yeah, I've been having that struggle because we talked okay on the last Monday night episode. So Monday night Car Love Talk Show is a little bit more structured, a little bit more professional. It's interview style, right? And so we were interviewing a woman who does so that was Faith. She does yoni steams. And so we were talking about hormone imbalance. And so I had mentioned that I have PCOS. So my body, I'm not diabetic, but my body, I have insulin resistance and my body processes sugar slightly different. And so I have to be very careful with the way I eat. And so, but also because of my PCOS, my polycystic ovarian syndrome, my hormone imbalance, um, I have so I just came off of a 82-day period cycle, which most men and women don't even know what that means. but basically my period was like 40 days late. Okay. So I was moody as fuck, and sugar helps me. Sugar helps me. But I'm like, girl, this is just adding to the problem. It's only going to further imbalance you. Like, you know what I mean? So
And
I'm
that's what
like,
like, and like even
eating
like when
and
I
giving
eat
myself
something,
grace and then grilling myself and then
and I'll be on like ChatGPT, like, and I'll be like, because I have this thing where it's like, oh, I'm doing that. Give me these tips of what I can do, and I'm like, yeah, I ate a cookie. Like,
yeah.
and it's like, give yourself grace. I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. I had like 5 cookies.
Yes, it's like I'm telling you I ate a cookie, but baby, in real life, I had the whole pack. What do you mean? And then
And
on
I'm one of
top
them
of that, I
people.
dipped it in some caramel.
Yeah,
So
I'm one of them. Yeah, and I'm definitely one of those people. Like, yeah, like if it's a bag, like I mean, if it's like a bag like this, like I had to have the whole bag. But I'm trying to discipline myself.
yeah. Yeah,
But
when I eat chips, so when I eat sweets, I think about my stomach. When I eat chips, I think about like my chin expanding, and that's what will turn me off. And it's not even it's not like a forced thought. It's just my mind goes there. It's like because you know the thyroid
yeah,
with salt. And
yeah,
I'm like, girl, like you've been working hard on like doing your little neck exercises and stuff like that. Like you want to go backwards?
yeah. But I mean, I do get joy on the bright side of that. I do get joy of like when I found out I was diabetic, my A1C was like 14.6, which is
Mhm.
horrible. And I met a guy, he said when he found out his was like 17, which is you damn near in a diabetic coma, like at that point.
Mhm.
And now as of recently, I need to do new blood work, but like as of recently it's an 8, which is still technically high, but compared coming from a 14, it's
Yeah,
pretty damn
yeah.
good.
It's progress for sure.
Yeah, so you know, I've had some slips on the eating side, but like I do drink a lot more water, eat a lot more fruit, um, all that good stuff. So, one day at a time.
One day at a time for sure. Um, one thing doesn't take, you know, disrupt the whole world, the whole your whole progress.
Exactly. Like even if like I tell people, even if like you slip for like a week, because I've done that before. It's like it doesn't cancel out that you really been doing the work for the last month.
Mhm.
It just means you got to tighten up.
Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. So those were the highs and lows. Remember, put your highs and lows in the comment sections. We love to hear how your week is going, how your days are going. If you're watching the replay, remember to put your highs and lows. Oh, excuse me. In the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna see a lot of me yawning because I am
Now
I'm
I'm
beat.
supercharged. Now I'm supercharged now.
Right. You didn't have your power nap. I cannot
Yeah,
do
I
it.
was getting ready to go work out, and my body was like, take a nap.
Yeah.
And I am
Yes.
very much in my era of listen to your body.
Yeah. It's very important. I think people also forget how important rest is when it comes to healing. Whether you're healing as far as working out or you're healing mentally or physically, emotionally, all of it, rest is all important. That's why I started taking naps because mentally, for a long time, I lived in a fight or flight state. So, hyper vigilant, always on guard, always waiting for the shoe to drop. That physically takes a lot of energy, but mentally it does too. Then on top of that, you throw anxiety and depression, and then
Yeah.
you throw being a mom and trying to run a business. Like it's a lot. So mentally, my brain was like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So a nap was necessary, baby. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
DaShay, are you okay? But no one would know, but I knew, a
Yeah.
nap needed to happen. Okay, babe.
And I have this thing where I used to feel bad about taking naps in the
Yeah,
middle of the day because I'm like, I could be doing something productive,
exactly. As a
but
small business owner, that always happens. A small business owner and parents. There's a lot of guilt around rest, but also in United States culture, we
yeah,
always have this like we gotta go, we gotta be moving, we got. I hustle.
yeah.
I remember one
I think
time
in
I
like
was
China.
posting about a show I was watching,
Mhm.
And this girl commented, she said, I don't have time. Oh no, I think I said I was asking for people suggestions because I just kept watching the same stuff that I normally watch. And she was like, I don't have time for TV. I'm running a small business. I said, okay.
I mean, I don't
Okay.
watch a lot of TV either, but like I got like Hulu and
Yeah.
I'll be on YouTube every day.
Yeah, but also sometimes it helps. Like for me, when I'm doing Canva, it helps for me to watch TV.
Yeah.
You know what I
Like I
mean?
mean, I'm definitely the YouTube guy watching like things on there or like I
Hmm.
got TV and stuff like that. I love a good relaxation time in Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
But like I just like I said, sometimes I'll be feeling bad, but it's just like, yo, rest is productivity.
Yeah. And
Because
honestly, that was another thing. I was talking to a business owner before, and I think he was like, I have a lot of editing to do because he's a photographer. And um I was like, just watch the show while you edit. He goes, no, when I watch TV, I watch TV. And I'm like, I always, again, it's a guilt thing. I always feel guilty for just sitting down and watching TV. Like I feel
yeah,
like I should be doing something. What can I be doing? Like sometimes I'll even look at my phone and find a to-do list and start doing that while I'm watching TV. So I've been
I
learning
do the
to
same
remind
thing.
yeah, been learning to remind
Yeah.
myself like me being myself, doing these things is all a part of progress because I have to be me. I have to show up as me. I have to have relaxation. I have to take care of me in order to run my business. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so it's a necessary thing. It's important to show up for yourself however you need to, and that's all a part of your business's success.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. I think that more folks, especially black folks, we got to take the time to rest,
Hmm.
um, even if it's for an hour. Like I didn't even realize, like when I woke, I was like, "Oh snap! Like, I'm supposed to be on the." I was like, "Oh, it's only 7:10. She's probably still doing her intro. Great."
Yeah.
But like I was like, because I'm one to be, I like to be on time
Yeah.
because I like to respect people's time.
Yes.
Um, but it was like, "Oh snap!" And then I had like a buddy, he called me, and I'm like, "Dude, like whatever you want, it's not that important right
You
now."
should tell him. You should just tell him. Talk to me on the live.
No, but I had him like call
get
me like while I
get in
was
the
trying.
comment section. No, just kidding.
No, I was trying to nap, and I'm like, dude, what do you want? Like, 'cause I'm one of them people. Like, if I answer the phone, like, I'm gonna have an attitude.
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to bring in our second guest for the night. Y'all know Callie. He's a regular co-host on the show. I did not do proper introductions when we came on. So tonight's episode is all about the industry. So we have me, a model and creative director, content developer. We have hometown hero who is a photographer who works with models, but he also does creative direction as well. And then we have Callie, who works with artists. He's also an artist himself. And he is a creative director as well. And so I felt like three of us would be really suited to share our experiences about being in the industry. And so we have reached the point where we can dive into questions, but I still love to hear the highs and lows from all the members. So Callie, you came right after Hometown Heroes highs and lows. So now we can get your highs and lows.
First off, what's good, hometown hero? Definitely glad
peace,
to be on
brother.
the show with you.
Peace, peace.
Say, definitely always a pleasure to be part of this amazing platform. Um, and for those who see me on this show, I'm trying to be consistent. I usually don't come on time. Bear with me. I was leaving another event, but yeah. So highs and lows. So the low that I'll give is actually something that is close to the heart. I have a friend of mine who um, got into a pretty bad car accident last few days. And yeah, by the grace of God, he's still here with us, but he is fighting. And so
DaShay.
all the reports that I've been hearing lately have been good. He's stable, but he definitely suffered some damage in this. And so a lot of prayers are going out to him. We're looking forward to being able to visit But yeah, so just him being in my heart right now, I think would kind of, take up all the load in that space. More so for him just having to experience that. Um, but as far as the highs, it's a beautiful new year. There's a lot of new opportunities. There's some seeds that were planted in 2025 that are starting to take fruition now. And so I'm in a space of embracing all of it. And I think that is the high. I'm just really grateful for the positioning, but also looking forward to, executing. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Love it. Love it. Love it. So we are definitely want to keep positive healing vibes for you and your friend. Definitely, I see that too. I see the elevation. I see, like you said, those seeds that were planted last year, starting to come and rise up. I'm excited about it. I was literally just talking to my daughter about that yesterday, because there's just so much change that has happened, and I felt the pressure when the year changed, and y'all know my year changes in November.
Right. Ditto.
And so, what'd you say?
Ditto.
Oh, I thought you said weirdo.
I'm weird too, beautifully weird.
But yes, as John said, the expansion, because y'all know that's my word. Yeah. The expansion has been happening, and expansion, that takes pressure, right? It takes pressure to move that around, and so I have felt both the pressure and the growth, and I'm excited for them both. I love the growing pains.
For sure.
I welcome them. Come on.
What's good, Ja? I see you in there.
Y'all know Ja is another one of our regular co-hosts. Y'all seen it on the website. Go check this out. Check out these bios.
Let me share my screen. Go crazy.
Oh, man. Check out these bios. Go on the website and check out the bios. Look at the
Ooh, I hit him with the Tinder profile.
That's the Tinder.
I hit him with the swipe right.
The photo he sent me to begin with.
Swipe right.
I was like, sir, send me
no, I definitely didn't much attention.
I had to just give you a plethora. I was like, let you pick it. Yeah, here we go.
And Kyle's picture looked like an R&B album cover.
He definitely do. He definitely looked like he about to drop the
1999 R&B album cover.
Man, so I have everyone in my phone is saved. Everyone in my phone has a nickname. Like if I talk to you regularly, you have a nickname. Callie already had a nickname, so I couldn't put one on top of his own. You know what I mean? Because Callie is not his name. But Kyle has this thing where he addresses everyone as royalty, and so I have his name as King Kyle, and it's funny because his photo is this photo, so it pops up and it looks like. It does look like an album cover too, like
King Me.
This is the King Kyle album.
Like my heart is cold.
Man.
I'm probably gonna change Ray's once we start doing some work, because he is the lead model for the brand. Well, we're the lead model. He's the lead male model. I'm the lead female model for the brand. And then of course we have Ja. But check out the bios. There's some amazing people on the team. And so it's always great. Y'all know I love to shout out my people. But we're gonna dive into the industry questions. So we get a lot, right? I know as males, you guys get a lot because there's women who are afraid, but there's also women who are throwing themselves. Then women get the same kind of thing too. There's men who are so timid because they're afraid they're gonna do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing. And then this is funny. Hold on. Josh said, I read my bio and was like, I do all that. Everybody was like,
Sometimes you gotta remind yourself how dope you are.
I was like, y'all don't know what y'all mean to me or what?
Yeah, I literally made a post like that on Instagram today. Like, y'all, I'm really dope. Like,
Like for real? For
Yeah.
real? In real
Sometimes it
life?
sneaks up on you.
like I'm
In
dope. Like
real
I'm dope in real life. Like,
Yeah. When you are a doer, you just be doing, and eventually you gotta
yeah,
stop. Like, dang, look at all the shit that I done did. That's dope. And keep on doing.
keep on going. Let it fuel you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I know we've all had our different things. I want to know just like a short and sweet version of how we all got into the industry. A lot of people don't know that Hometown Hero was one of my first photographers. Oh, you know what? Damn it. See, John, I need you right now because it would have been cool to like plug in like some of our first photos. Like that would have been the like
Mm-hmm.
moment. We're gonna have to do it on an interview. Like you're gonna have to come on the Monday night show.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, some of my favorite, like this was when I wasn't like, this was like probably my second photo shoot, maybe first. No, second photo shoot. But
yeah. Second,
the first photo shoot I did, I mean, the first photo shoot I did as a model, um, that a lot of people don't know there it wasn't a professional photographer. It was the hairstylist and the makeup artist that took those photos. But they came out dope. Like those are probably my most loved photos. It was the hair,
hey,
the remember. So basically, it was the one with the flowers in my hair. And
Okay.
so
That's fine.
then, yeah. So then when I started working, when Hometown Hero was doing a hair shoot, a tribute to Black hair. So it don't matter. It could be like the braids, it could be a fro, whatever, right? He said, bring that look. I said, oh, you want flowers in my fro? I said, okay. So
yeah.
I did sunflowers in my fro that at that time because the other one was like colorful flowers. So we did that shoot and it came out excellent.
Thank
And we
you.
ended up doing it at it's a Black Panther museum in Oakland. And it was so cool because there was so much alignment. Like one, we were there, right? But then there happened to be a parade, and so there was it was like these black cowboys that came and they had dreads, they had locks, so they took photos with us. Then there was this Hummer that was driving and it said I love Black women. That was their
Oh,
license.
the Jeep.
Yeah, it was a Jeep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it
And
was
his
black.
license
And
plate
so much
literally said,
so
"I
much
love Black women." I was like, "Yo, can we use
Yeah.
your car?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
That's
so
dope.
cool. It was so cool.
Yeah,
But that was
that
one of
was a
my
great day.
that was my first professional shoot as a model. Um, so it was really cool. And then like we kind of like journeyed out from there. Um, and that was cool. So that's how I met Hometown Hero.
Dope.
That's I love when people tell me stuff like that. Like, oh, you were like my first photographer, and I'm
Yeah,
like, I was. I mean, I'm still learning, but I was like, I was learning on the go.
yeah. And then the second time we shot together, he let me be his creative director. And so I was there creative directing, and then also I got some shots in that photo shoot as well.
Oh, and you had the braids.
At the twist with the beads. Oh, and then
Yeah.
you did some other ones of me too. Those were my favorite photos. See, damn it, this one the plug right now.
So
Um,
I think I was looking at some of those the other day. I think they came from my Facebook memories. I think. Yeah, those were
yeah,
great.
I know the I usually share the hair ones this time of year because they're perfect for Black History Month.
For sure. It's
So I
fastly
usually share
approaching.
them around
Yeah,
this time of year.
that building. You're right. It was the Black Panther Women's History
Mm,
museum. I think they're actually getting ready to close too.
I think so too. I think I heard that too.
they
Yeah,
can't close before February.
Right. And
man.
I mean it was very like a living room and like another room with like artifacts, but it was
Yeah,
dope.
it's a home in the middle of what you call it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see. I think I can share it.
yeah.
Oopsie.
So
Cause
that was
y'all know on the Carla Talk Show after hours, we do stuff in the moment. So it's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
yeah
share.
that was a really good day, and I actually came across the recap on my TikTok And I remember just how like I get real excited when I get a good shot. So like you can see all like so you can tell it was
Oh, I know. I
genuine.
have behind the scenes of you too doing that. I
Yeah,
think I still have those
promote.
behind the scenes to be
Send it
honest.
to me. I'll cut it. I'll recut it up. Now that I edit better in CapCut.
Come on. Shout out CapCut.
So,
That was the first photo I
so
saw of
this
you.
photo, yeah, this
Yeah.
photo.
Look
That's
I'm
at
the
not
you
photo
launching.
I thought you were
Look
talking
like
about at
Yeah,
first.
like
that's
look
the
at the
photo
two between
where,
like
yeah.
the
So
the
this is the
joint with the
one that
red.
he told me he was like, bring the flowers. So then it's gonna be a little ways
With
down.
me.
Dang it! To continue watching, they want me to.
You got log in. Say, hey, you ain't window shopping. We want
I
to know
don't,
who you are and why you're looking.
man. I think I could do it on my Safari one
So
because I don't.
that picture that was up when you first talked about the flowers in your hair shoot, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah,
Until you
so
said the flowers. Yeah.
that's the one he had told me. He was like, bring the flowers. He's seen that shoot, and then he told me to come with that look. And so I
You
had
hear me?
it. Let me see.
You still can't hear me?
Who can't hear you? I can hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah, who couldn't hear you? Josh said that?
I think hometown. Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me.
I don't know.
Can he hear you?
I don't know. I might have to text him.
Mm-hmm. He just
Let me see.
maybe on the chat.
I don't know what my password is to even get into my. Let me see though. Let me see. Oh, let me take a picture of this to send to Josh, just because I see it now. I said he's not responding.
I'm gonna ask him to relaunch.
Okay. I wonder if he got a call. Sometimes the audio goes out when you get a phone call.
Could be. But I just sent him a message to let him know that me and you can hear each other. And if he can't, then just, refresh and hop back into the video. But yeah.
I wanna
Shout out to Friday. It's Friday. Ugh.
Let me see. I'm gonna go on Safari and see if I can share that screen because that one knows my password.
While we get that together, I just want to say, in the many spaces of adulting, one of my least favorite but also necessary parts is laundry. Oh my god.
I know. I need to do laundry right now. And Nala reminded me, she's like, Mom, you still need to do laundry.
What?
And I was like, ugh, I know.
It gotta get done, but and then it's just like, can I just do one of the parts? If I wash it, can I figure out the fold it? If I fold it, can someone else wash?
The thing is, I love doing laundry. I do. But I don't like having to do it for me and hella other people. I also don't like, my thing is, okay, so I love doing laundry when I was a stay-at-home mom and when I wasn't running my business because I would watch like a show that I would get sucked in and I would just fold and watch. You know what I mean? But I also didn't mind doing it when I had my own like laundry, like my own washer and dryer because that was different.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm one of those people that like I gotta make the unfun stuff fun.
Yeah.
You know, so if I incorporate it into my cleaning day where I'm already blasting music, I got food, I got stuff like that, then it's gonna be a time. Mm-hmm. But in the moments where I gotta fit it in the windows or other stuff gotta get done, it's just like,
that's exactly the same for me. Because that's why I didn't get done yesterday. I was me and Nala, we took a little drive. but we ended up going to hella places. We went to Target, then we went to AT&T.
Sure.
Then went to Target, AT&T. Then we went to Quickly because I promised them boba tea. Then we went to where did we go after that? We went to Marshall's because I was like, I need to go to Marshall's. So then we went to Marshall's. I think he came back. Let me see if we can hear
I had some legendary fits in my lifetime. There you go.
Yay.
Legendary fits in my lifetime from Marshalls. Marshalls then came through in the clutch.
Yes,
Hey,
I
listen,
love Marshalls.
I can find a good pair of Adidas.
What? Marshalls was
Ross.
Okay,
I think Marshalls indirectly was my intro to thrifting. You know what I'm saying? Because you kind of got to go on there on the thrift vibe a little bit, even though
that's why I usually
the search, the energy of the search is like
yes. I usually go to Marshalls. I usually don't go for clothes. I usually can't find clothes for myself. I go for home goods. I go for clothes for the kids. I go for shoes and purses, handbags. But I love going there for home stuff.
I saw that. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
I think I got into my Instagram, and now we can have a little show and tell. Show and tell, just a game I play. All right, let's see. So the shoot that I did, share screen with Mr. Home now. It should be on here. Profile. Did it share? Oh, hold on. I was like, So yeah, this was the shoot that he was like, oh, bring the flower look. So then it's loading. It's the earlier days, so I gotta scroll a little while.
Yeah, that was about 3 years ago.
Okay, so yes, so he took these.
Those are my favorite from that day.
This was that day. So
because I love what it represents.
Classic.
Yeah.
Timeless.
Like, I love black and white photography, but I love what it represents because it's like the women protecting the child.
Yeah.
Expression of different generations. Fire.
He took.
Right there. They need to be on a mood board somewhere. Dope.
And then this was later on. This was okay. So the second shoot we did together was this one, but this was afterwards. So this was like we were on the way home, and he was like, "Oh, let's go right there."
I'm very much that guy now. I would be driving down the street like, "Yo, I gotta go back there and shoot." Or if I'm in the car with somebody, I always got my camera. But
that's
like, let's stop right here and shoot something.
That's that visionary. You know what I'm saying? He saw the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Aesthetic.
So this is the other one. So we've shot together twice. I do think so. These were my first shoots, but again, these were like this was a professional photographer. This was a professional photographer. These was my friend. Like, this was again the makeup artist in the what you call it. You know what I mean? So this was like one of my first in the like modeling industry. And then
special.
Yeah. So that was in the beginning. This was my friend. This was my friend. This was a professional photographer. He also was like probably like the third photographer I shot with, and he's doing really well. He's in Sacramento as well. Let's click it just because I can't remember how to say his name. It's Scoop Photography. I actually made this hoodie for his brand, and so then he let me model it for his brand.
Nope.
So that was cool. But yeah, this was from the shoot too. This was from the shoot.
That was from that day,
yeah.
I can definitely see like from the photo that you have with the African guard versus like if you go all the way to the top, some of your most recent, I can see the difference in your confidence.
Yeah. This is Ray.
I remember when you did
the lead model. We all joke about this photo because even in this photo, like there's a lot of growth I've had since this photo because it looks like he's in trouble. Like after
No,
this shoot, that's where your ass gonna be, right there on the fucking couch. Like,
right.
don't even come to the fucking bed.
Right. Don't think we good after this shoot. We being cute for the moment, but I got something for you later. That's
You
funny.
in trouble, okay?
That's funny. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. That's
Like
funny.
literally, I feel like every time I talk to Ray, we joke around about that shoot. Because he was like, "You were so afraid to touch me," and I was like, "I didn't know that I was afraid. I thought I was doing a good job.
No, I thought I was killing it. Hey, that's funny.
I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do." Like,
That's funny.
but yeah, so that's how I met Hometown Hero. Long story longer, as my friend used to say.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
But
that was a great day.
yeah. So what would you say would be one of your greatest challenges? And you guys can both answer this question. Um, being a male, let's say just say photographer, because like, Callie does videography work. Hometown Hero does photography work. So what do you feel like is your greatest challenge as a male in the industry?
I'll go.
Layers.
That's easy. You said what'd you say?
I said layers, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's a lot of layers. I would say two. One is getting people to pay what I charge when there's other people who are horny toads
Mm.
who will either do it at a super low rate or they'll do it for free because they just want to look, they want to feel, they want to like, and it's like, dude, I came here to do business, like, but two, I've had like women like throw themselves at me, and I had to tell them like, I'm not that photographer, baby. Like,
Right.
I think you pretty, like all that, but like this ain't that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if two human beings meet each other, and these are two consenting adults who just, hey, it happens that way, cool. But on the flip side, that other side is like women may be thinking like until they actually meet me and get in the space with me and see the energy of what my sessions are, and they're like, oh man, I thought you was gonna be a creep. It's like, and I'm a
Yeah,
guy like I'll tell a person like Shay, like I'll tell her like, yo, if you feel comfortable bringing someone with you that I want you to do that.
yeah,
Some photographers be like, yeah, don't bring nobody. And even as
Mm-hmm.
a man, I'm like, yo, I'm uncomfortable with the way that you said that. Like, because what are your real intentions?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I sometimes be afraid, like if I want to do something more on the sexier side, I don't want to say anxiety, but I'd be afraid to ask that because I don't want the woman to think like, oh, you trying to be on some freak shit. Like,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so usually like anytime I've ever shot someone in lingerie, the woman has had to ask me. It just
yeah,
so there's a clear line of like, yo,
Yeah.
yeah,
with Valentine's Day, it's kind of because we got some Valentine's Day stuff coming up. I mean, no, you don't have to shoot in lingerie for Valentine's Day.
yeah,
But for the most part, most women do shoot lingerie for Valentine's Day. It's like, yo, that's what you want to do? Great. Like if you wanted to wear a pajama, cool, whatever. Like,
You're professional.
yeah, but I like to remain professional at all times, and which is why I also get testimonials like literally right after the shoot is over because they're still feeling the high of the shoot. So you're gonna get a real response. And I'm just one of them guys. I never want my name to be mixed up with like predatory practice,
Yeah.
especially with black women.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because someone from that shoot the day me and Shay met, I hit her up and was like, "Yo, like I want to shoot with you again." And this is damn near 3 years ago, and then we did that shoot. And so first she was like, "Well, I don't like your current edit style," and I was like, "Okay," like which is that's that's subjective.
Yeah.
But then she was like, "Yo, like I've had people tell me stories that you tried to like push up on them, or like I'm paraphrasing what she said, but essentially what she was saying was people were telling her that I tried to like be on some predatory stuff." And I said, "Well, whoever told you that is a lie, because I said I got 30 other women that'll tell you something different." Like,
Yeah.
And also like I record all my sessions. Yes, I do it for behind the
Very
scenes.
smart. Very smart.
But like I record, like we'll just press the thing, put it on the tripod. I do that, yes, again for behind the scenes because I like to do recaps of my shoots for content. But I also do that so it's like, here's the raw footage right here.
Yeah.
Like, but also on the flip side too, like if I know someone, like if I'm shooting with somebody I know, I'm gonna talk to them like I know them. So we're gonna tell like I have a friend who I've known since 8th grade.
Mhm.
We did a lingerie shoot because that's something she wanted to do. I'm gonna talk shit with my friend how we communicate with each other because yeah, we're in a professional setting, but we're also friends. Like my sister, so like her kids are like her kids are my nephews. So like, but as opposed to on the flip side, like if I like had just met Shay, like I'm not gonna talk to Shay the way I would somebody that I've been knowing until we may have built a camaraderie
Yeah.
of like, okay, it's cool to like, I might say something outlandish, not disrespectful or not predatory, but like I've also like been in situations or I've been in shoes where I wasn't the photographer and the photographer might say something and I know that this guy is a good guy and he's not a creep and all this stuff, but the girl I might know. So she pulled me to the side like, "Yo, he said this to me and I didn't like that." So I pulled him to the side like, "Hey bro, you might want to apologize because she didn't." And he'll be genuinely apologetic, like, "Hey, I'm sorry. That sometimes I talk like that. I apologize. I'll do better." But that also taught me as when I did become a photographer, watch the things that you say
Yeah.
because it could be interpreted wrong.
Yeah.
But even like if a girl, like I'll give you an example, like if a girl's body part kind of pops out or something like that, instead of saying, "Yo, your titty popped out," I might just go like, "Yo, you fix your shirt," like, and then
Yeah.
she'll catch the drift.
Yeah.
But yeah, just very much like, and it's crazy because I never want to have anxiety about being on set or what to say or
Yeah.
what not to say. But in the era of Me Too, in the era of just niggas be creeps, like
Yeah.
that's just real. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to walk on eggshells, but it's also like, I'm one of them people too. Like if certain, like you put the thing on shuffle, like the music. If certain artists come on, like, "Yo, or do you want me to turn it?" Like they're like, "No, it's cool." Like because some people are very much like, "Yeah, I don't listen to this artist or I don't listen to that artist." So
Right.
or I ask them like, "Yo, what artists do you like that make you feel good?" So when you come to the studio, we already got that prepped up. If it's Cardi B, if it's Jill Scott or whoever,
Yeah.
Apple Music has its place. We'll put that joint on shuffle and we'll just go. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I like to be very intentional about that.
Yeah. I will say though, for me, what I've learned about myself just in reflection from shoots is that sometimes things a photo shoot may feel more vulnerable than the conversation that we have. You know what I mean? So I
Mm.
might be real cool. Like I love locker room talk. I like shooting the breeze. I like, you know what I mean? I really do like I like talking about those I like joking around. I don't mind dirty jokes, right? But in a photo shoot, just because that's our vibe, that might make me uncomfortable because I'm in a vulnerable position. And for me, it's because it's something that I'm healing from. Like a lot of my
Right.
photo shoots have been very healing. That is why I have been sticking with Kyle because um there's a certain level of respect, but there's also a certain level of healing that I obtain after every shoot because it was a safe space. So it's like, oh, that was a safe space. Oh, you can do these shoots. Oh, you know what I mean? Because in the
Yeah.
beginning, when I first started modeling, I wasn't put in positions where I was uncomfortable, but just putting myself out there was uncomfortable because of my history.
Yeah.
And so it was like, DaShay, why are you even in, like, you know what I mean? Like, trauma was like, why are you even in this industry if it's going to make you this uncomfortable? You know what I mean? So like having a photographer that can be um that safe space, or limit that those kinds of like conversations and joking around or whatever to like before or after the shoot, for me works best, because like I said, I have those triggers. But the thing is, it's not like y'all can be aware of, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
said, you can't be overly cautious. You still have to be who you are. You still have to be true
Yeah.
to yourself. I think it's just a matter of communication, you know what I mean?
That, but then also,
And who you vibe with, because the
yeah,
reality is, it's still a thing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I can go shoot with Kyle and we can knock out a lot in 2 hours. You know what I mean? I may not be able to do that with a different photographer. There's
Right.
another photographer I've worked with. She is a female. Of course, with females, it's a lot easier for me to be that sensual vibe because it's a female. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Think about.
so you tapping
You
into
know,
that feminine energy.
you
Yeah.
know, we're feeding off each other. And so that was Jamie. That's the ones you'll see with all the red, cherry, the apple, the forbidden fruit shoot. That was her. The cake shoot. That was her. Most of the photos that I've posted are either from her or from Kyle. Um, and so those shoots were, it was a little bit easier to pull that side of me out because we naturally feel safe around other women. You
For
know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
But I do feel like sometimes the joking can be hard depending upon the shoot. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like if me and you were to do a lingerie shoot, I probably couldn't deal with joking. Because
Right.
before and after the shoot, like certain jokes will be cool. Also I know me, I know my issues, right? So I'm communicative to my photographers, right? So I usually come with my own playlist. When I make a mood board, I make a playlist, and I let you know what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with. We have all that conversation before the shoot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm
Because if
very
I
big on
was
that now.
with my modeling agency on my profile, they know what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with. So when I go into those with other photographers, if I'm booking on my own or if someone books me, I let them know because they don't see the same thing that the agency is putting out there, right?
Right.
So the
Right.
agency knows what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with. You may not know what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with. I feel like it's my job to let you know, especially because I don't want you walking on eggshells either, because those photos are not going to come out right. If you walking on eggshells and
Yeah.
I'm walking on eggshells, you're going to see that in the
Yeah.
project.
I
You go
did a
feel it.
shoot like that one time where it wasn't that she wasn't it wasn't that she was uncomfortable, but it was one of those things that there were certain things that she wanted out of the photos, but she didn't tell me. So
Hmm.
as we're shooting, I'm showing her, so it's like, oh, I like that, I like that. But then afterwards, it was like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And I'm like, well, why you didn't say nothing? Like, I
Mhm.
can't
Yeah.
read your mind. But
Right.
I definitely agree with you, Shay. Like, and you never know what somebody walking into that studio or into that space
Hmm.
with.
You never know how important the shoot is for them either. And sometimes they don't even know how important it is. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the last shoot I did with Kyle, I was like, girl, what were you doing? Like, couldn't like the photos came out great. Like y'all see them, y'all like them, both of y'all have, and you would never know. But girl, couldn't find the light. Like he was like, put your hand like right here. But I think he said, put your hand on your clavicle. And I was like, where's a clavicle? I was so like all over the place because it was like it was, and it's weird because the first shoot we did together, I was practically nude. Like it was the red drape photos and the leaf photos, right? Um but that shoot was like hard for me. I don't know. I think it's because it was for my brand and my brand was all about me embracing my sensuality. So the
Mhm.
shoot was actually helping me do what I'm encouraging other people to do. So it was like growth was happening in the midst of me trying to tell this story, and it was hard. Like afterwards, I'm like, girl, are you a professional model? Because you wasn't moving like you signed to 2 agencies, okay?
You even the best models have their moments, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's incredibly vulnerable, and for
Yeah.
me, it's like it's called immersive therapy, right? Where they put you in positions that are not similar to your trauma, but that are traumatic, that may be traumatic to you, but it's a safe space for you to experience that. And for me, sometimes those shoots are that, you know what I mean? It's for me,
Mhm.
it helps me to be comfortable with being sensual, be comfortable with my body and reclaiming my body. And so I feel like the creativity and the power between the bond between the photographer, the videographer, and the model or the artist or the creative or whatever is important. It's incredibly important.
Yeah.
I agree that chemistry is everything.
Yeah. Top tier is that.
I do a session like an annual thing where it's the Black Mothers photo shoot where we do like a mommy makeover, blah blah blah. And I mean, it's always been like things where like everybody's like, oh, I needed this, but last year was like really the most like emotional because the
Hmm.
sister, like, she was like overcomer of domestic violence and like
Mhm.
all these different things, and like I don't think she had ever did a shoot before, and like for me as a photographer, like that's the icing on the cake when
Yeah,
you really like leave somebody with something, and like they can go like and like when they think about me, and I'm like, oh, that was a moment where I really like it was something, like it was a beautiful moment, and those are the moments that I live for.
yeah,
Right.
And like the truth of the matter is like even if business is slow or whatever, like those are the moments where it's like when somebody like, oh, I think I want to shoot a hometown hero. Oh yeah, you got to go shoot with him because of this and that. Like they
yeah,
talk about the experience.
The word of
So
mouth, everything.
exactly, and so for me, it's like I said, I never want my name to be associated with any predatory, anything.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
I mean, of course, yeah, you cover your own ass when you record the video shoots or whatever. But like, it's also too, it's just like I want to be the guy that set a different standard,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
so you know, I like when the girl said that somebody told her that, I was like, listen, I already know you're not going to tell me who told you that, but I said whoever told you that probably was mad because they probably tried to make a pass at me in exchange for a service,
Yeah.
and I was like, no.
Hmm.
And
So
I've had that happen before. Like in my 5-year career, like I've had that happen a couple times. I'm like, yo, like I didn't come, like I didn't come here for that.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
no, that's a really good answer. Really, I think you unpacked it very well. I just been sitting here processing because kind of being in the industry and multiple touch points, you kind of experience a few things, more than a few things. And so like this question looks different. Um, and I'm a, creative photographer, I'm a videographer, media content creator, but it looks different depending on the gender.
Yeah.
And sometimes depending on the project.
Hmm.
But I think, on one hand, especially as a male working with women in this industry, especially on the creative side, it kind of echoes the same thing. I think for me, it's more so creating um, a safe space for me and her that is also, as much as possible, distraction free from our goal. Right. And so, like, it's one thing to put yourself in a position to make sure that you're not giving off any energies or doing anything that is, the ick, if you will. And I think a lot of that is kind of solidified in the beginning, that the boundaries that you set, how you present yourself, the communication. I think you get ahead of that. But I think the real goal, when it's two creatives coming together and you have an artist and then someone who's expressing that art through videography, photography, it's how do I get all of that out the way. You know
Hmm.
how you talked about being in the moment and you're trying to perform, but there's other things in the way. A lot of times invisible, they're in our heads. So how do I create an environment that eliminates that? Hometown Hero touched on music, knowing my client enough to maybe have things or ask them to bring things that make them comfortable. That when they look at it or see it or hear it, it helps bring them to a space where they feel confident, they feel in touch. And so I think it's not necessarily a challenge per se, because when you are who you are, certain things can happen naturally. And to your point, hometown, I think I've heard the saying, your integrity will always protect your reputation. And so when people say things that conflict with other people's experiences with you based on your integrity, you really don't have to worry too much, because if you just continue to keep showing up at who you are, that will supersede anything that's fraudulent. But yeah, just being intentional about creating an environment that allows us both to be in the best space to execute on whatever our roles are in that space. And so that's something I think about a lot in spaces when I have to work with women creatively. On the other side with males, I think it's just, navigating the ego, navigating that mental jousting, if you will, that, a lot of times in this industry, you are working with a lot of, if you will, alpha mindsets, and especially in a space where beyond just like, I mean, technically, even as a photographer and videographer, we're managers as well. We're managing you to be able to get this shoot. And sometimes you may work with someone who you just have to be intentional of how you present yourself to them and communicate, so that nothing that you say for the form of getting the best out of the shoot is taken in a way that either undermines or makes them feel as if it's not, you know what I mean? Like they're not still in the driver's seat. And so sometimes you run into that a lot more when it's males with other males, especially if there isn't already equity kind of set there. But I think, one of the best ways to get through that is to understand your role. I'm a servant in this space. And as a servant, it's my job to understand what the goal is and to play the best role for that goal. And to lead with I call it confident humility. I know what I'm doing, but at the same time, when you know what you're doing, you don't gotta fight and push to let it know. You just do it. You know what I'm saying? You just do it, move in a way where my movements show you that I am the person for this. And so one thing I throw out there too, and I think Hometown Hero can attest to this, it's without over communicating, educating your clientele, if you will, or target audience on the value of you. So that way your prices and the way that you do business is understood from the way that you want it to be understood, and not necessarily compared to how other people do it. I'm going to end on this. A lot of, and I, at first I was kind of like, but now I enjoy it. A lot of some of the business that I've been getting, even more recently, has come after clients have worked with other people, got that experience. Probably they were the cheaper option. Probably they were someone they knew, whatever, homeboy. They got that experience. And after they got that experience, they started looking for a different one. And either someone they were working with was like, hey, do you know Callie? Or someone else, as they search, was like, point. And then being able to be that difference, like, yes, you're going to pay me more than you paid them, but this is why. These are the things, the scouting that we're doing is the reason why. This storyboard that we're going to do is the reason why. This project management app that we set up, this drive that I created for your media storage, things that before we were talking, you never even knew were a thing, because some of the people that you talk to didn't even talk about things like that. And so finding a way of educating people on why you're different, why you pay more, why you do things this way when you work with me, without pushing it, if that makes sense, without it being too pushy. Just like, hey, if you come over here, this is how we do it, but you're going to love it here because this is how we do it. But yeah, so those would be my answers.
Yeah, I love that too. We've talked about this before, actually, privately, about the ego, because that for me, there was a couple of shoots that I wanted to do with a photographer, but I couldn't show up as myself fully because I felt like I wouldn't have been able to be freely creative because of the ego.
Right.
And we've talked about, so me and Callie have talked about privately how when I work with men, usually, actually, you know what? I've realized, I mean, I worked with Hometown Hero before, creatively, like as a assistant. I didn't have that issue with him. But most of the men I worked with, it's always like, either I have to lower myself or
Mhm.
they take the idea and run with it, and there's like no, like, it's like it was their idea all along. Like, you know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right. No credit.
Um,
You ain't cite your sources.
there's it's like they were, and then when you mention it, it's like, well, what do you want?
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
know
it's
what I
weird.
mean? Like, want your name on a poster or something? It's like, oh my God, like now you're making it seem like it's gaslighting, right?
Right.
Um, but I know I've experienced that too with different photographers that I've wanted to work with. And for me, it made it hard for me to be creative in that space. And for me, as the model, it's slightly different because, like you said, as the photographer, the role is different. As the model, honestly, in the industry, what we're taught is we don't really get a say so. Depending upon the project, we don't get a say so. We're just there to wear the clothes or to show off the product or whatever. I don't agree with that, which is why I do my shoots the way I do my shoots,
Mhm.
because I feel like our role is bigger than that. But they feel like, well, I've literally heard photographers say this. They feel like a model can be replaced, but a photographer can't. And I said, okay, you don't want to do this shoot with me, and I don't want to do this shoot with you. That's fine. I will find a photographer that I can do this shoot with, and I will do it well. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, like and I don't like when people are like assholes on set. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm a person like, yeah, I'll have an idea and I'll have a solid idea, but if I'm shooting with Shay, like, yo, what can we do to make this better?
Yeah,
Because she may
Yeah.
have an idea that's better than mine,
right. I
or
think
because she's a woman and I'm really in a space as a male who's shooting. All of my clients are women. Like, I rarely shoot men, not because I don't try to. It's just like my target audience is black women.
Yeah.
So if I'm going into a space where I'm working with black women, I want to know how this can be as great as possible.
yeah,
So I'm like, oh yeah, I was thinking about doing this, and she might say, oh, if we do it like this, I'm like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. Let's try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
right,
Only thing it can be is good or bad.
right.
Yeah.
100%. I
Yeah.
think the era, and I've been recently having this conversation. There was a time where being kind of like that asshole in business was like very much glorified.
Yeah.
The Wolf
Yeah.
of Wall Street, the um, um, y'all president when he had this little TV show.
It's also
uh,
heavy in the fashion industry. So that's why it happens a lot with photographers that shoot models.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, but I think that era is dying, and right now we are moving towards the era of the collaborators. Um, still some people talk about this competition, but when you really think about it, was for you. So there really isn't any competition.
Yeah.
You're either doing it or you're in this. So I think we're really moving, and I love it, into this era of the collaborators. And that is special. That is special for me.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah. I will say for
I need to
me,
step away for a quick second.
okay. I will say for me, one of the greatest lessons that I have learned in experiencing that working with males is, one, yes, like he said, they do have an ego and you have to figure out what your role is. What I've learned is it's not my job to stroke anyone's ego. It's
Yeah,
also not my job to stay anywhere that I feel like I'm not being valued.
for
Um,
sure.
but I also learned too that sometimes you can't control the energy on the set. It may not even be the photographer. It might be the other models there. It might be the creative director. If that's not the photographer, you can't control that, but you can control how you feel. So I always have, there's this audio that I read to myself. I mean that I listen. It's me, but I listen to it before every shoot, every photo shoot, every fashion show, every anything involving me being in front of the camera or being a model, right? Acting, whatever. And I shared a clip of it actually. It's on one of my reels. I'll probably put it in the description later on. But basically, I remind myself that I set the tone, I set the atmosphere. I am me. I'm a creative goddess. Like that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in this role. And so I'm gonna do what I came here to do. I'm going to take back my power over my body. I'm going to live this out. I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing this for everyone who has a body like me, everyone who's a woman, everyone who's been through the things that I've been through. It's not just about me anymore, right? So I remind myself of my why, and I let that guide me when I go into these things, because again, you cannot control a person. You can go in a shoot with someone you vibe really well with, but they might be having a shitty day. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah,
can't control other people's energy, and you can't let other people's energy keep you from doing your purpose.
for
So a
sure.
lot of those experiences that I have mentioned were in my younger years. Other than the one that I did talk about, what, like I said before, when I had the last shoot I did with Kyle. But again, that's me healing. That's me healing in real time. And seeing the photos and the way they came out is like, damn, girl, like you're doing something. Like, you know what I mean? We're making progress here with the healing. But yeah, so I do want to make sure that I say that. And because I just feel like it's so important to remember that you have power. It doesn't matter who you're working for, I mean with, who you're, you know what I mean, who you're serving. You have power, and there's a way. You just have to learn how to utilize it. You know what I mean? Like Callie said before, he knows how to position himself to where he doesn't have to puff up and say, "This is what I do. Choose me, choose me." You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's unnecessary, right? He knows how to present himself in a way to where you're going to choose him or you're not. Or when he works with males, he knows how to position himself in a way to where, there's not a lot of headbutting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, I know for me, as Black women, we're always, targeted as difficult because we speak up, or because we might
Mhm.
have attitude or energy. And I've learned to let go of that stereotype and not let that hinder me, especially when working with men. So if I disagree with you, I'm going to say it, but I'm going to say it in a way to where we can just be openly creative. You know what I mean? Now, if you have a mm, then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I need to see if this space is still for me. And
Mhm.
it was beautiful. I was in that last interview that we did on that with Faith. We talked about that, how it's okay to say, this energy isn't for me. I got it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we do have to take care of us first. You know what I mean? And I think that sometimes that's the other thing. When you're a small business owner, sometimes we feel like we gotta take, you know what I mean? We gotta take the role as a model, as an actress. You gotta take the role. You gotta take the role. You gotta take the role. Sometimes the role may not even reflect what you're all about. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not necessary. And you
Yeah.
have the power to choose what's for you and what's not. It's
Discernment.
okay to turn things down. It's okay to
Mhm.
walk away. You know what
Discernment.
I mean?
Not all money is
Exactly.
good money. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you're gonna
yeah,
feel it if you accept the money and
Oh,
you felt icky during that, you're gonna feel that.
ooh. It's always
yeah.
going to be way more expensive to you to take the project than anything that you get paid
You
for.
are
And
going to feel
I
it
have
100%.
absolutely taken projects like, damn, I need this money. Like,
Uh-huh. I've
and
been
you
there.
take, and it just be this thing. I'm like, bro, why did I do this shit?
Right.
Like,
For me, it's when I lower my price because I need
Mhm.
the money,
Yep.
and they're not my target audience, but they are a brand that I would like to support because they are a small business brand, but they're
Uh,
not my target audience.
the
So I
worst.
lower my price because I need the money and I want to help them, right? But then I'm like, I'm not even getting paid for what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta do something. I gotta
Mm.
do extra work to your logo, and then I gotta,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like,
The worst place to be as a creative is when you have to force yourself to create because all of your inspiration for the project is gone.
mm,
All of it is gone. And it's just like, I'm literally doing it because I took the money and I said I was going to do it. That is the only reason I'm still up doing
And
this.
the whole time you're sitting there like, I can't wait till this shit is over.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
takes a little bit of your fire too, because the thing is too, if you get feedback that doesn't sit well with you, you're like, you should just be happy I did this for this price. But that's
Right.
not the right attitude, right?
Right.
It's like,
I've definitely had
I was
projects
like,
like
well,
that.
what would you have done if you had to do this by yourself? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
No,
seriously
but
though,
like
like
that's one of the important things I learned like about that. Like I have the conversation. If I feel like I'm lowering my price, what is your reason for this? What is your why? Like, what is your motive for lowering this price?
Yeah.
How are you going to feel once you do it? You know what I mean? And really having that conversation, because the reality is, if someone's taking advantage of you, you know what I mean, and you're not listening to your discernment, you're allowing it, right? To some degree in business, when we have these different conversations, there's always some room for a conversation to be had. So what are you allowing? You know what I mean? So I always have to remind myself, like, okay, DaShay, like you have to set your boundaries. You have to know what you're okay with, what you're not okay with. And that might change from situation to situation. So again, like Callie said, that discernment is
yeah, I actually had a situation like that where I had like something set up, and sometimes people will try to tell you how you gonna run your business. You gotta tell them like, no, this is what I'm doing. This is the way we're running this, and you cannot abide by what is set in place. Then we don't need to work together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that goes for like people that you know, like personally. And it's like, yo, just because like I've known you for 10 years, 15, 20, like, no, that's not, you're not going to tell me what you're offering me because we're friends.
Right.
You're not going to, now if you say, hey, I need this done, this is what I have, is there any way you can accommodate me? That's something different. And it's like, yo, it's like, oh, you the homie, like, okay, instead of shooting in the studio, we can shoot this outside. That'll save some money, or because there's, if you want to do the project, rather, there's ways you can accommodate it. But yeah, nothing is worse than a person trying to tell you how you're gonna run your business.
Yeah, it's really two responses for me in those spaces, especially when it gets to a point where I see there's really nothing else we can do. There's going to be this phrase that's becoming my favorite. I'm sorry, I really don't have the capacity right now. That work capacity, I'm telling you. Whoo. Or
it's that for real though.
Yeah, I don't have the capacity.
I don't have the capacity to minimize myself.
Right.
Do something that, you know what I mean? Like,
and sometimes me saying that is the grace that I'm giving you. Because if I really were to break it down, like, you know what I mean? And so me just saying, you know what, I ain't got the capacity. We ain't even gotta go back and forth. But one of my other ways that I feel like is probably my favorite, because you still benefit from it, is just referrals. Like, hey, I see what you're doing. I may not be the best person for it, but I have somebody else that I think you'll work with. And then, you just have certain people within your network that you just have that, integrity with and trust with, that if they end up taking the job, then you end up getting a kickback just as a, what they call, finder's fee.
Yeah, I'm big on a finder's fee.
Yeah, you pay me for shifting the headache your way.
Stop it.
You handle it. Just give me a little. I got you. Thank you. Here you go.
I know. Any referrals from Cali is a headache. No,
I'll take a smaller fee. I'll take a smaller fee just because I know what you got to deal with.
And it's crazy. Like sometimes you get referred something and you know from the gate that it's going to be a headache.
I'll at least give you a heads up, like, hey, this person, this. You want to take it? Yeah.
I'm one of the people saying, I'm like, listen. The minds been like, they're good people, but but it's like they can be. So,
with that being said, I want to take this moment to shout out retainer clients, people who keep you on for months, 12, 6, whatever.
Yeah, that's
God bless y'all. May God bless y'all. But you always get what you want on Christmas and on your birthday. And yes, shout out to Retainer.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
definitely
where
trying
I'm
to go
at
the
with my
retainer route.
commercial branding, because it's a hassle to like do a really good big project, and then you got that the money's consistent, and then boom, it's nothing. Crickets. But I'm also grateful because I know things are unfolding the way they're supposed to, so I'm not really worried about it. But that is what I'm looking forward to. I do have a couple of retainer clients, and so I am grateful for them for sure. But again, like that's what I want to move out of. I want to move into working with my target audience. Because again, you feel it when you take someone that's not your target audience.
Yeah,
And you try to tell yourself, oh, I'm building my portfolio. Baby, you don't need to build your portfolio. That Instagram, my model Instagram, my Shay Butter Instagram, my website, that is the portfolio.
Yeah. What you
That's
doing
real.
is you're
That's why I
building
stopped doing nightclubs. Like that's literally why I stopped shooting in clubs. Cause one, I hate hate is strong.
I feel it, bro.
I don't like going to clubs like just personally.
Same.
Like, I mean, now I do love a good '90s party or a good 2000s party,
Yeah.
but like I'm not. I don't go to strip clubs. Like I don't like. That's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's like, yeah, I'll help a friend out, but it's like, dude, like this shit is like more than what I signed up for. You're trying to move through the crowd, especially if it's a packed club.
Yes, it's that.
And then people pulling on like, yeah, hey, can you take my picture, dude?
You sweating, and then people don't know you. People bumping all in your camera. The dog is just like, come on now.
Yeah, like it's I at the end of like last year, I told my friend, I was like, yeah, no more clubs. Like if you really, really, really need me, like if you really need me, I'll come through for you just as a friend. Like if it's like if you just can't find nobody else, but don't let me be the first choice, please.
Well, no. Club jobs are definitely getting referrals from me. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I got someone for you. Don't even worry about it. Send me all the details.
No, just kidding.
Send me all the details. I got someone for you.
Like I got like young photography homies that they frequently they like clubs. So I'm like, listen, this client got about $250 for like 2 hours of your time. You want this money? Like,
go crazy. You might get a free drink or two. Yep, you might get a free drink or two and a number. Enjoy yourself.
So I wanted to share our experience, but I also want the viewers who may be in the industry or may be coming into the industry to leave with some tools. And so I want each of us to share some red flags and some green flags. For me, a red flag that I've experienced is when the conversation leaves the topic of, and I don't say leaves the topic, but leaves the topic of the photo shoot, right? It leaves the topic of the photo shoot, but in a certain way to where it's like you can tell they're trying to get to know you or get comfortable in a certain way, because you don't necessarily have to do that for a photo shoot. It's less, or this like the random, hope you're doing okay, how's your day? Da, da, da. You know what I mean? Those little random where it's like we're friends or we're trying to get to know each other or we're dating. That's a red flag. Listen to your gut, but my gut usually when that happens is telling me this is a person who's interested.
But how do you navigate that? Because like even as I was saying earlier, like two people just might meet each other. They might just so happen to be at a photo shoot. Like
I listen to my gut. I'm saying like, okay, so say we're on Instagram, right?
Right.
And I reach out to you and I want to do a photo shoot with you, right? We lock in. I'm going to see you February 12th. That's when we lock in, right? We've already went over all the details, all of that, right? If I get a random message from you in the evening and you're like, hey, how you doing? How's your night going? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or I post something like on my story I went out, maybe I look good, I'm drinking, whatever, and I get like a tongue emoji, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's telltale, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's some, or sometimes like I get the eyes, you know what I mean?
The lack of professionalism.
There's a lot you can tell.
Yeah.
Because
So
there's
I
definitely
feel
a
like,
fine line between professionalism and predatory practices.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so I feel like you just pay attention to that,
Mhm.
especially before you go on that shoot, because it might be worse in person. It might not, right? You never know though. Or do you want to put yourself in that position? You know what I mean? It's up for you to make that decision. Um, it's up to you, right? So but I've learned that for sure, that usually when I get that vibe, I can tell that that person is interested in me in more than just as me
Right.
being the muse, right? Um, it's obvious, right? But I've also had photographers, so green flag, I've also had photographers who reach out to me and they say, "Hey, I think your work is dope. I want to shoot with you." And then I say, "Hey, do you have a concept in mind?" I always this is another tip. Look at their work first, because if it's
Right.
not in alignment with what you want to do, it don't even make sense for you to shoot with them unless you're just trying to like experience something new, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But hold on. Mm-mm. Ask somebody else. Sorry. Um,
Get somebody else to do it,
get
yo.
somebody else to do it.
Get someone else to do it.
You did a picture from it. Get someone else to do it.
But lost my train of thought. But I feel like you so I asked them if they have a concept in mind because I want to know. Also try to ask ahead of time too if we're collaborating or if this is a pay thing. Because I've
Right.
had full conversations with people. We've even discussed the concept, and then at the end they said, "Here are my rates." You reached out to me, you know, and
Right.
I believe in people getting paid with their worth and things of
Yeah.
that nature. But it wasn't clear in the
State
beginning.
your intentions up front.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them people that I tell people I don't shoot for free. But
Yeah.
if I reach out to you, then not like 99.9% of the time, like I'm not going to be like, yo, yeah, my rate is like with me and Shay. We just talked about doing a shoot for my photo book. We went through the whole concept of what we're gonna do. I ain't gonna be like, yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be like $700 or whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I see that you're charging now, or you got to like, yo, like, what are your rates? Oh, I charge this. Boom. All right, cool. I can accommodate that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was funny because I reached out because I've been trying to reach out to models like outside of the Bay Area as well, and this girl told me like $15,000. No, I'm sorry, she told me $35,000, and I was like,
35,000.
yeah, and I was like, hey,
To,
if that's your
to,
fee, that's your fee. Like,
and this
cool,
was just
whatever.
the shoot. This was the shoot with her.
Yeah, just to shoot with her. And I was like, if that's your
Okay.
fee. And I just told her, I was like, yo, like, this is self-funded. Like, I'm literally doing this out of my pocket. This was just like an idea from a shoot that I was doing with a friend that just turned into something more powerful. So I'm
Yeah.
like, literally, just as money comes in that I can put to the side, I'm just doing this as a project. I don't have $35,000 to like, and they say, oh, what can you do? Like, and and for me, it was like, I don't know if they were just trying. And I'm one of them people. If you don't want to do it, just say that. If it's
Right.
not for you, if it doesn't align with you, just say, hey, I don't really think this is a project for me at this time.
Yeah.
Instead of just trying to like outprice me, it's like, and I don't know. And I'm not saying that was her intention, but I'm just saying like, again, I'm one of the people, while I don't work for free, if I reach out to you, I'm not going to then at the end say, well, yeah, it's going to cost this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Why would you
Yeah.
spend 2 hours
I
talking
think,
about doing this
yeah.
fly shit? Like, for me to then ruin the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do feel like some people are still finding their groove.
Right.
I personally prefer just direct and forward. That's my personal preference. Even if a photographer or a model or someone is interested in me, don't try to like set it up to where we,
Yeah.
you know,
You said that one thing, but you really trying to you just try to be that up front.
If you're interested, just say you interested. Don't say you want to shoot with me, because that's the other thing too. I don't like that. Like, you know what I mean?
It
Like,
comes off
don't be
predatory.
weird. Like,
I don't
I
like
met
that.
I met a chef, and like I would always see her like in the clubs, like she's in cooking clothes. So when she followed me, because she said she was interested in shooting with me, so she followed me from like her personal page. Like I said, like, oh, this girl fine, motherfucker. Like, so when I I text her, I said, hey, can I tell you something? Like, very respectfully, like on a because I know we normally deal with each other on a professional side. And I said, yeah, I seen you follow. I said, you're very pretty. Like when you clean up really nice. I said, I just wanted the precursor with that, just so you're not thinking I'm trying. She was like, oh, I really appreciate it. She said, you're the only person that's ever done that with respect. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like I was trying to holler at her. I just wanted to be like, yo, you clean up real nice.
yeah.
So,
yeah. I would also say another red flag. Again, I guess it's the same thing. It's like really pay attention to the way a person moves on social media, because people, a lot of their hidden self comes through in those conversations.
100%.
Usually that's where my conversations start, because that's where technically my portfolio is, right? My Instagram is there. So if the conversation moves to text message, I also pay attention to how that happens. One, how it happens, how the number exchange is asked for.
Yeah.
But also if the conversation shifts, because now it's a text message. Because again, we really only need to talk about certain things.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
I agree.
So really, honestly though, a lot of times you can say trust your gut, listen to your intuition, but some people don't know what that is, right? Sometimes people confuse that with their anxiety. So,
but it just got gas that day.
But that's one of the biggest things for me is how I feel when those conversations happen, how I feel after those conversations, and again, what's being said.
Right.
What is being said? And it's not just, we're talking about models and creative directors and photographers, because that's who's here, right? But it's designers and stylists and makeup artists and other models and other, you know what I mean? It's the whole industry, right? We all deal with this, but they're all capable of being predatorial, I should say. You know?
So, like you said, like if you're interested, just say that. Like, don't act like you really want to work with me. You're really just trying to take me out.
We're human. We're still human. We're human first. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. We're human first. We have these titles, and it looks bad, you know, if you go about it the wrong way. It just looks bad if you go about it the wrong way. And it also feels less honest. Like, did you really like my work, or did you just want me to?
Right. There's so many questions now. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What is it? You know?
Was I really killing it in that shoot to you?
Right.
Or were you just saying that because you was trying to get in my pants?
You know, like, are you an honest person or not? Now I don't feel like I can. You know, I don't even know if I want to shoot with you. Can I trust you with my healing process?
and I love the fact, Shay, that you said, like, because you're saying like you're using modeling as a healing practice. And for what I do with my self-love photography, that's really what it is. It's healing in focus. It's self-love in focus. And again, like sometimes people book me for shit like they birthday shoots or some shit like that, but I still go into it with the mindset of like self-love, because again, you never know what somebody walked into the studio with. Right. And sometimes if they feel comfortable with you, like towards the end, they'll tell you like, yeah, I've been dealing with this today. I was dealing with this, or you know, I'm going through this or whatever. And I like to create that space. And it's like, like she's very intentional. Like, yo, this is something I'm using as a healing mechanism for me. So it has to align with that. Even if it's fully clothed, semi-nude, whatever. Like it has to align with this journey. And I think that's a powerful thing to say. And also, too, like sometimes like there's certain groups of women that I'm not going to say I would never shoot with, but I don't shoot with because it's like, yo, there's no benefit to
Right.
this for
You got to
me.
know clientele. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no benefit. There's no benefit. Like, okay, yeah, you look cute in the picture, cool, but it's like with these kind of people, the kind of industries that they're in, it's like, am I going to get more people trying to shoot with me because they like my work, but it's like they're in a certain industry, and I don't want to give off
Yeah. You
the
don't want to
vibe.
fall into a habit of building a portfolio around people who aren't your target audience.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like,
And
That's
I've shot with a photographer who that's what ended up happening. And that's why we started shooting to shift that.
yeah.
But it's just like
But it's even like if you
honest
go,
name. No, just kidding.
yeah, but it's even like if you go on a
No, but
photography-
like once you get in that rib, because you got in that rib for a little bit too, right? With the parties and the
yeah,
events, right?
yeah.
You were doing a lot of street photography, which was awesome. But
I
like
love
you
street
said,
photography.
you weren't getting paid
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, I
You know
love
what I
street
mean?
photography. Like it allows me to kind of just be free without all the
Yeah.
like the 1/3 and like you're like, bro,
Right.
I just want to shoot, bro. Like,
Yeah. Get a good shot.
but
For
like
that
even
good shot.
like I said, I don't frequent strip clubs. I don't judge strippers. Like, get your money. But for me, like if like sometimes you can go on a photographer's Instagram or website and they have a lot of that on there and they're like, oh, that's not all I shoot, but that's all I see. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? On TikTok, this girl called strippers a midnight ballerina, and I just thought that was so cute.
that's
Shout out to the midnight ballerinas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them.
no,
But
that's. I think I saw that video. That shit.
but I want to say two other red flags, right? Would be undisclosed location, right? Because that's a problem. Again, hometown mentioned this earlier. Not being able to bring a person is a problem. If it's so, like, if I get booked for a modeling with my agency, okay, like, you know what I mean. Agency is supposed to be looking out, protecting me, right? They're an agency. I should be able to trust them. But if I'm booking a photographer or a photographer reaches out to me to book me, it's a little different. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's a little different. Another important thing, because I've learned this myself. Because I asked a friend of mine in the beginning when I first got into. So I'm coming out of church culture, right? We hug everybody. Hug everybody, right? In the modeling industry, I've seen it a lot as well. So I got used to it because I was like that even at school. I hugged people I didn't know. If I hugged half the circle and you're the other half, I'm not leaving you out. You're gonna get a hug too. Like everyone's getting a hug.
Yeah, I'm a hugger too.
But that's not okay. You have to, you know what I mean? And then there's types of hugs, right? So you also have to be aware of those types of hugs. But also you're not required to hug anyone. You're not required to, you don't even have to do a handshake. You could do it, or you could just do it, nice to meet you. You know what I mean? Body language is so powerful.
100%.
If someone makes you uncomfortable, creating that space is a nonverbal way of saying I'm not comfortable with you. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to give those tips because that was something I struggled with in the beginning myself. Because I'm a bear hugger. Like I hug tight. For me, the gift that I was given, it's easier for me to know how to serve an individual. When I hug them, I can tell what they need energetically. So I know if I need to give some energy or if I need to give some words of affirmation or how I can support them in that moment, right? But everyone isn't for me to support, right? And it's not, God didn't give me this gift for me to put myself in harm's way, right?
Absolutely.
So discernment again is very important. So I wanted to put that out there because it is very popular. Like I said, I've seen it a lot. All the models, hugging the photographers, hugging the designers. Like it does, especially when you model in a small town, not in a small town, but like a lot of us model either in SAC or in Oakland, right? That's a lot of it. We do go to San Francisco, we do go to San Jose, but it's like Bay Area or Sacramento or we do both, right? So we get very familiar with each other, but just because we're familiar with each other doesn't mean everyone's safe.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I just want you to know it's more important for you to be safe than for you to save face and be like, oh, I don't want them to feel weird, or I don't want anyone else to know that I'm uncomfortable. Like, it's more important for you to feel safe than
Yeah.
for you to hug someone to make other people feel safe. You know what I mean?
100%.
Or even a handshake. Like I said, anything for you, it's your body. You have to make that rule.
Yeah.
I'm learning who gets a hug, who gets a handshake, who gets a bump, who gets a hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is very
Being
important.
respectful, but
Yeah,
unapologetic about it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Respectful but unapologetic. It is what it is. Nothing
exactly. You don't
everybody
have
can
to
don't
say
like.
sorry. You don't say I don't do hugs. Sorry.
right.
You gotta apologize. It's your body. You're not required to hug anybody.
Yeah,
At all.
not everybody want to be touched, and I'm a person too on set. If I have to move somebody, because not even though I open up the space to say, hey, feel free to bring somebody. Some people are just like, yo, like I'm coming by myself. I keep people on set. I keep women on set anyway. But like, hey, I always ask, do you mind if I move you to where I'm trying to? Like, those things are
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
important
Asking for
Permission
because
before
permission.
touching
you
is
never
important. Yeah.
know, especially someone dealing with trauma or who's still
Yeah.
working out that trauma. A
Yeah.
touch on the shoulder could freak them
Be
the
too
fuck
much.
out.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah. For me, that's why I went to acupuncture, because for me, touch is it makes my skin crawl. And if I'm not in control, it can shift the whole shoot. I'm grateful that again, I've done the healing, right? So it's not your problem, but also it is good for you to be mindful in this industry, because there are some people. It's good to have trauma awareness. It's always good to have trauma awareness when working with people, because you never know what people have been through. But also permission to touch is important. It is something that I probably should do more. I'm like a arm toucher. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. This girl today at work, I was like, I like your hair. Like, I didn't have to touch the girl. Like, I like your
But I
hair.
do think, to your point, because I definitely am good on the arm, elbow, arm. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think it's when it's done the right way, and of course, it's reading the room. It
yeah.
communicates comfort. It
And I
communicates,
think a
yeah,
certain eye contact, like
right,
it can be creepy if you're like, I like
right.
your hair. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Like unhand me,
like hold
That
it, bro.
look her in the eye
unhand.
because I'm an eye contact person, but also because I wanted her to know, like,
It's
I'm
warm.
I'm not just
Yeah,
saying this because you're here or whatever, you know.
yeah. It
Uh,
gives off a warm feeling. Hey,
yeah,
this is yeah.
yeah. But it is different when it's different genders.
Mhm.
I hugged someone once and their hand lingered. And so I mentioned it to my mentor, and he was like, I don't think you have to worry about him. He's, because that man didn't like women. But I'm like, I'm healing from trauma. I don't care if he likes women or not. He's a man and his hug lingered. It was uncomfortable for me. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Um, and so I had to think about what that meant for me. But that's why I asked people. I've asked a Bay Area model and I've asked the Sacramento model, what do you do? What the Bay Area model, she said, I don't hug. She said, I don't hug. And she said, she brings her dude with her on set. And she said, if she feels like even if the hug was too long or the hand lingered or went too low, she said she slaps them. Just
Okay.
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 I talked to my therapist about it. She said, I think space is a good form of communication. So that's where I got the space thing from, because it is a way of communicating without communicating. If I'm creating space between you're going to feel that space.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I back up, you're going to feel that space. But again, it's hard. One time I wasn't even leaning in for a hug. I was carrying something. They were showing me something on their phone. I leaned over to look at their phone, and they pulled me in for a hug. And I'm like, what is this? This is not what I asked for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of little sneaky ways people do what they do. And so you have to also make sure you're safe. You know what I mean? Especially because if you can feel energies. I think that's the other thing. What I've learned is just learning to be more mindful of the energy.
yeah.
Because the energy and the body language will tell you before the action occurs.
And then trust it. When you feel it, when you see it, trust it and move from that information.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got a couple to throw in there, but before I do, I think I was processing. I was like, I feel like I met you in real time, hometown hero, and I was like, where is it? Because the face is familiar, and I think it's super dope how we met or the space that we met. Have you been to some of the men's wellness?
Yeah.
They've been
That's
having
right. Because I
3 or
kept
so.
in my head, I kept saying this
Yeah.
somewhere before.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we were in
like
a couple circles together.
yeah.
So, DaShay, if you're not familiar, there's this guy Correga, who has been doing these, pretty much getting men in rooms together and really helping navigate us towards healing. You know, and literally having conversations, and putting us in spaces where we're talking about all different things that usually you don't have the space or the place to talk about. And so, just through showing up, I think I've seen Hometown Hero at least a couple times. But this
Yeah.
is, officially being able to connect, and so that's dope.
Yeah,
Um,
like
yeah,
and also too, like what I've learned to piggyback on what you said with bringing up the men's wellness as a self-love photographer, I realized that I have to do work on myself as well.
man,
Because I
that's
can't
good.
push like, oh sister, love yourself and like and all this stuff. And I'm not even doing work on myself.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so like I do like I might record like, yo, like the brothers is in here, like because a lot of times, a lot of the sisters they be like, oh, the brothers ain't doing nothing. Like, yo, there's brothers out here really trying to like work on themselves. Um and that's also like yes, it's marketing. It's not intentional marketing.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, like it's not a gimmick. Like for me, what I do is not a gimmick. It's not a
Mhm.
selling point. It's not like, oh, I'm just doing this so I can be around a bunch of women and get paid.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's like, yo, I'm really, going into this space. Like, I'm really doing the work for myself. So also too, if someone comes into my space and they might be dealing with something, I might be able to have some tools that might help them.
Yeah.
That
That's the
beyond the
benefit.
camera, like, yeah, the camera's great and you can do a lot of healing with the camera, but it's like sometimes a person just needs somebody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to call myself a photo therapist. And I never
Oh,
like,
that's fire. Phototherapist. That's dope.
yeah. And I say that because, a sister might come into space and she might be acting normal, but then she might feel something and then she might not have somebody she can talk to. And I'm just like, yo, like, sometimes you just got to get out whatever you're trying to say. They
Mm-hmm.
just want somebody to hear them and understand them and just be like, yo, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. And those are green flags. No, you ain't got to tell all your business.
Yeah.
But like, like sometimes you just want
That's
to be
what I do.
heard.
Yeah.
Or those conversations could dive in, like it might be a little thing. It might turn into a whole conversation during the session. And again, like sometimes it's like, damn, I needed to shoot, but I really needed like
Yeah.
to be heard. I really needed to like it might be, I don't know, maybe that drama or whatever.
Reality is you don't need an hour anyway.
That's
You don't
funny.
need an hour anyway. And honestly, after the conversation, the shoot might even be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a certain release in being heard.
Mm.
And there's certain awakening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, you don't need an hour. You know what I mean? An hour is great, but usually half that time, the first
Exactly.
30
Creative.
minutes or 20 minutes, especially if you're not shooting with a model, is them trying to work off those nerves. And that
Yeah.
conversation is enough. You know what I mean? Is
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I shot with someone recently, about a month or two ago, and she and I years ago had an intimate relationship. But I mean, obviously in more recent years we haven't. But like she was like, I kept telling her, like, yo, we need to shoot, because we would just have conversations, and I knew she was dealing with something. Like, yo, we need to shoot. So finally, I just told her, like, yo, grab something out your closet, meet me here at this day at this time. Don't be late. So she was like, okay. So she comes, and so I was like, there's a bathroom right there. You can change, blah, blah, blah. So when she walked out of the bathroom, and she was walking out a little nervous, and I'm like, it's just me. And like I tell people all the time, even if I don't know, it's just me, you, and a camera. That's it. Think about it as if you're on TikTok or like you're doing something. I mean, don't pose like you're doing
He
something.
told me to think about Shamar Moore. I said, oh, I could do that.
That's honestly the perfect person. Perfect person.
No, he said to think about someone that I'm interested, like, you know, a celebrity that I like.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like if it's somebody that I
look
know,
at
right? Like if it's a friend of mine, and I'm like, think about me. I'm handsome. I'm hometown hero. But that's like somebody I know.
That's
Right?
his favorite. He said, I'm hometown hero.
Yeah,
That,
like, just
and I don't know if he still says this, but he goes, I'm a genius.
Every shoot I say that. And I look at the camera like I'm a
Come on.
genius. But like even like I'm like, yeah, just think about me. Don't let me have a haircut. Like just got a haircut and be like, listen.
That's the
Like,
man makeup right there.
Somebody that I know or I've worked with extensively. It never would be like somebody new. But yeah, but I was like, yo, it's just me, you, and the camera. Like, we got the music going. Like, don't worry about whatever you walked in here with on your heart and on your mind. Like, don't even worry about that. Like, especially with mothers, the one thing I tell women who are mothers or wives or whatever, when you walk in my studio, well, I don't have a studio, but like when you walk in on my set, you're not a mother, you're not a wife, you're not a girlfriend, you're none of that. You're just you.
You're a midnight ballerina.
Midnight ballerina. I'm going to use that. I am going to. I don't know when. I don't know where. But I'm like, oh, I see your outfit. Yeah, you look like a midnight ballerina. Go crazy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, like just like yo, like just because sometimes, especially like with a single mom.
You telling me that we go out to the club?
Hey, it's a lot of midnight ballerinas in this.
But yeah, she's definitely a midnight ballerina.
Oh, she's definitely a midnight ballerina.
It's giving. Midnight ballerina.
But yeah, so like,
I'm
just one of those folks because again, like, you know, especially like a single mother where her whole life is her children. It's like, yo, when you in here for this hour, I don't do like mini sessions, like 30-minute sessions, like. But like, if you in here for this hour or 2 hours or whatever you book, like, you're not a mom. Like, unless you get a call like, yo, your kid is like in distress or something like that. You're not a mom. You gonna, oh, you like Megan Thee Stallion? You don't play Megan Thee Stallion in the car with your daughter? All right, cool. We gonna throw on Megan Thee Stallion, and you're gonna turn into whoever you were before you were a mother, or before you became consumed with motherhood.
Right.
And usually, like, it makes for great photos. Because sometimes women want to get back to
how
that.
much greater they're going to be when you tell them they're a midnight
ballerina. We about to put that on a shirt. Midnight ballerina.
The same thing.
And then
I support midnight ballerina.
Look. Somebody take this idea because I'm not doing it. So you know how they have the stripper heels with the platform, but you'll have a loop around them with the bow, like the ballerina.
Oh yeah.
Midnight ballerina.
I love how much this is coming to life right now. This is literally
I'm seeing a black shirt with like the white glitter.
It wouldn't be a shirt like that without glitter.
Yeah, it got to be sprinkled on.
Because midnight ballerina. When I think of midnight, though, like I'm thinking about the stars being hella bright,
sparkling.
And then you think about the midnight ballerina. She got a spotlight. I'm saying. It's developing.
I feel like you creative directing this whole brand right now.
I do.
You know, it's interesting because
I'm a concept developer.
Come on,
I was
go
crazy. Put a section in Brown Sugar Bay called "Where Them Dollars At."
Where them dollars at?
And it was gonna be like strippers, like. But then, like, I got advice about that. I was like, "Yo, you shooting like kids in this book too, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And they was like, I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, Okay, I get that because you don't want to like turn one page like, oh, this is like the picture that you and champagne in the little
Yeah,
restaurant, and then you turn, and of course, like, no, the section wouldn't be right next
it
to it,
wouldn't be
but then
right
you get to
after,
the end
but
of the
it's,
book and be
yeah,
like, yeah, it's a girl with her ass like this, and
right.
but I was like, but I
You
still
got
want to
you
do
got to
something
turn the
with that.
book.
Be like, why you got this 10-year-old girl on page 5, but on page 20 you got an ass? So it's like I still want to do something with that concept, but like it does make
You need
sense.
a
You have,
second book. That's book 2, baby.
yeah, I know, right? Um,
The brown sugar babe, midnight ballerina.
Midnight Ballerina.
Midnight television. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So your red flags.
my
You were
red
saying,
flag.
Callie, weren't you? Didn't you have
Like,
more? I think you had like 2 more.
Oh yeah. I
let's
guess
see.
in the space or place in the industry, be more aware. So I know in the space we've been talking about that photographer, kind of model, kind of interaction or yeah, experience. But I'll say something to look out for just as a business owner, kind of like a creative in that space is when you're working with other brands or even when you're working with other individuals, people who try to get you to work outside of your boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're first working with them.
Yep.
It's different when it's someone you have equity with, they're reliable, you've experienced them enough to kind of see how they are, they know how you are.
And they're trying to
And
challenge you to be better, not
right,
manage.
right. And it's like, okay, I know you, so it makes sense for us to adjust this based off the
Mm-hmm.
relationship that we have. But when you've either looked me up or whatever, and I presented myself in a profession, I'm telling you, this is how I work. These are things I'm expecting. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Don't, you got to be wary of people who say they may have an issue with it, but are still trying to get you. They still want to work with you. They don't want to do it your way, though.
Mm-hmm.
They want to work with you, but they don't want to work within your process. They want to
Mm-hmm.
work with you, and it's just like, well, go work with the person that fits the
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. There
Yeah,
has to be creative flow for both parties.
right. Some of that could be if you require a deposit, stand on that. We can have conversations on the, maybe adjusting certain numbers, but a deposit is a deposit. There
Yeah.
and then these things, the things that you put in as boundaries are there for a reason to protect you and to protect them.
Exactly.
Um, I've learned early that the only time people really have issues with contracts is if one you are not going to do what you say you're going to do, or two, the contract doesn't reflect the agreement. But if the contract reflects the agreement and it's just we're signing this to have this safeguard for us both.
Mhm.
If you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do, the contract, we're never even going to talk about this contract again. The
Yeah.
contract is never even going to be a question again. And
Yeah.
so I think some of the things I've learned early is if you set up a way of doing business, stand on it.
Yeah.
And you understand that there's a space of adjusting to get better, but
Mhm.
that should be from you analyzing your business and seeing
Exactly.
that shouldn't be influenced by someone trying to get you to change to benefit them.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Sure.
and so those are things that are super red flags up front. Just well, yeah, why are you trying to get me to do that? We don't even know each other. We ain't even work yet. Like what? No. Um, uh, some other red flags. Some other red flags.
We can go into some green flags too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
have
guess,
one more red flag too.
yeah, I was gonna say that
Like
you want to
when
highlight.
when a person like brings their partner, which is totally okay, but you're trying to tell me how to do my job.
Mm,
And I'm one of them people like if she wanted you to shoot it, she would have had you do it. She hired me. She like
right.
Yeah, I think a conversation would be good for you to set boundaries. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
because most of the time, the person's not going to set boundaries with their partner. Sometimes they don't even want their partner there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I've had a
Uh,
shit like that before.
yeah.
They be
Sometimes their
looking at me like
partner
I
is
was
just there because of their own
their own
personal growth that
insecurities.
they need to go through.
And they be looking at me and they be like, I don't want this motherfucker to come. I'm like, and I'm
Yeah.
like, hey,
I
that's
always
between you and
get
him.
yeah,
Or you and her.
I get when I get that that's that's my red flag for people to date when they be like, man, I know that photographer. It's like, this is professional. This is what I do. This is also part of my healing.
Right.
If you want to have a healthy conversation about this, we can. But it seems like you already have an issue with what I do. So,
Yeah, I mean, one of my first real sessions where really what pivoted me into like self-love photography was a friend of mine who I went to high school with, and she was on her healing journey as well. She wanted to just like shoot some photos for her birthday. It was like at a hotel, but maybe like a year or two before she got married, and she wanted to do some photos for her husband, like that were not fully nude, but nude enough, right?
yeah.
And so she was like, one, you're the only person that I trust to do this. And then she was like, you're the only photographer my husband will let me work with and do photos like that. Because he knew that she was going to do some of those kind of photos. She was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, you're the only person. And then he reached out to me after like they were done and everything. And he was like, I appreciate you taking care of my wife, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, man. So, it was no thing to me, but he wasn't
Yeah.
there. It was just like he entrusted that I was going to get it done.
Yeah.
And his wife wasn't going to be like, yeah, we were in a hotel where he was trying to pin me down. He was like, no. I was very much like, she's here, I'm here. I got lenses to cover every day. I could be back here and get you still up close. So
Yeah.
but but a lot of green flags too is a great one is when people pay full up front.
Up front,
I
Lord
love that.
bless them.
But then the downside is like if they pay like 2 months in advance, you just spent the money. You feel like you're doing that shit for free.
Still bless them. Still bless them.
But I'm also a guy too.
I would like green flags that we can give to other people in the industry, as far as like people our target audience, or people we work with, or people who are trying to navigate through this industry.
Yeah.
So then they have, like I said, they have something to take away then on the next time maybe they're booking a videographer, or maybe they're booking a creative director, or maybe they're booking, like you said, it doesn't have to, a small business, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be towards this, even though it doesn't have to be necessarily model photographer, right? It can be in the industry, within the industry,
Right. Now, for clarity, you want us to show green flags on when a person finds that creative, or is this message going towards the creatives in the industry, or this message going towards people who would interact with creatives in the industry?
I mean, it can go both ways, but like I would prefer it to be I mean, I go both ways. Like like we usually do here. We just kind of communicate with what comes to us, right?
Yeah.
So, but I do think it's important, because there's a lot of people who don't know. People generally know how to run their business for the most part. You know what I mean? But people who are the consumers, sometimes they're like, I don't know, that's why I'm coming to you. Like, you know what I mean? 100%. Or they feel desperate. Like, I've been looking for a videographer to do my music video for this long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so sometimes they allow, like I said, sometimes they allow themselves to be taken advantage of, or they allow themselves to settle because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe some pointers that are like, yeah, that's someone you book with. Like, you know what I mean? Like you said, you got a contract set up, green flag. You know what I mean? You're up front with me, green flag. We've talked about those already, right? You know what I mean? Those are all green flags that we already discussed.
And I think you said something that's super important. Matter of fact, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and just like you said, like I think Shay said it earlier, like know who you're working with in terms of like the style. Like, so if you're not gonna if you're doing like a video that is gospel or what, I'm just throwing out something. You're not probably gonna hire a director with all their videos or like shoot 'em up bang bang songs.
Right.
So just like be very intentional about who you hire.
Right.
And also like too, like I know budgeting can be a thing, but just like really hire within your budget. Like really like everybody starts somewhere. Just really hire within your. What I've learned is I've collaborated with other photographers expecting the same work that they give to their paid clients, and then they might just send me the photos and like, yeah, you can go ahead and edit them. What the fuck? like,
Right.
I mean, now that I'm better at editing, yeah, cool, I can get them the way I want them. But it's like
Yeah,
I want
but
the
that's
full
not what I
I
experience
came.
of
pay for a
working with them.
Right.
service.
Right.
Or even if we collaborated, like I want to,
Yeah,
if I'm collaborating with someone,
They'll treat it like a full project.
I'm going to treat it like a paid job.
yeah.
Like yesterday, I did something for a friend of mine. Her daughter graduated high school. I did it at a very reduced rate, right? But I was like, yo, this kid graduated high school. I'm not just going to like just shoot some pictures like she can shoot on her iPhone. I'm going to give her something like, oh, when she look at it like, oh, snap, like this is cool. So now in turn, when I post that work, it could turn into a paid job where I'm either getting paid my normal rate or more. So just be very, when you hire somebody, just be very upfront about what you're looking for
Hmm.
from that person, so they can say, hey, I can do it, or hey, this is not my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a green flag, especially, well, before I even get into that, I think you touched on something that's very important. I think there is a learning curve that needs to be presented for the consumer, because sometimes to your point, they're lost. They just know they need something done, but
Yeah.
they don't necessarily know what is a good content creator look like versus what is a not as good look like. What does a season look like? Season content creator look like, and what is that experience versus an unseasoned?
Also terminology.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
I my my newest brand deal, she locked in with me because she's seen my progress. But I call myself a commercial branding agent. She said, "What is that?"
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I've said that I'm a visual storyteller. Like these are all names that are used regularly.
Right,
And concept developer, creative director. These are all words that are used, but what does that mean?
right. What does it mean, especially for what I'm trying to do?
Exactly. So how can people book you if they
Hmm.
don't know what it means? Like you said,
Exactly.
they
Yeah,
just want to know, can you help me or not? Damn it.
and you got to be
And
able
that
to
in itself is a
explain what
green
that is.
flag. That in
Yeah.
itself is a green flag.
Yeah,
Working with someone who has defined their niche or
Mhm.
their area of specialties. Because at one point I was, especially beginning, and I think this is kind of the journey for a lot of um, creators within that content creation space. You kind of find yourself doing a little bit of everything because you have this tool that can do multiple things. You can edit all these different things, and you kind of need to start there to see what sticks. But
Mhm.
once you find your
But
lanes, once
also
you
what
find them,
you're comfortable with doing over and over
right,
and over.
right, 100%. It's like marrying the what I really like to do versus what I'm really good at and people pay
Yeah.
me, you're finding that middle ground. But then once you find it, you should be able to DaShay's point, be able to communicate it and be you should be able to see these are the areas I'm strong in. This is what people come to me for
Yeah.
that they can't get from anybody else. And so when you work with someone or you're having that conversation, and them being able to be clear on that, I think is a very big green flag, because now you know what you're getting into before we even talk about contracts. We even talk about prices. You are confirming that you can at least execute on the idea. You know.
That's awesome too. That's really good because sometimes people should be able to talk about their business. They should be able to talk
Right.
about what they can do. If they can't, if they say, "Hey, can you read the website or can you read my business card?" It says it right there on the card. Baby, hold on.
yeah. Like you got to be able to tell somebody what you do in one sentence,
Right.
and it has to encapsulate everything that you do. That's one of the things with within the mentorship that I take. Like if you don't know what you do, how somebody else gonna know?
And how
Yeah.
they can pay you for it.
How they gonna pay you for it? Like yeah, like it's 1,000 people to take pictures, but there's not everybody doesn't do what I do and create that feel like. And like I used to really hate when I'm like everybody's picking up a camera and they think and it's like you know what like, hey they might find something
Yeah.
that works for them
Mm-hmm.
within that. Like I remember, I went to the Black Joy Parade last year, which is one of those street photography type of things. I wasn't getting paid to be there. Like I was just like, oh, I'm going anyway. I like to take pictures of black people in celebrating our joy. And this guy,
Mm-hmm.
this gay guy, was there, and he had on this shirt that said "Let niggas be gay." I said, bro, please let me take a photo of you. I said, this shirt is awesome. And I'm not gay or anything. I just thought the shirt was awesome, right? And so fast forward, Pride comes around, and I've taken photos of people in the LGBTQIA plus community. So I'm like, yo, happy Pride to my LGBTQ plus family. I'm just throwing up pictures. Be like, why are you posting? I'm like, bro, like, this is my work. And it's like, yo, if you're uncomfortable, like, that's you. But I said, I'm comfortable around people of the LGBT community, right? And so finally, what I did, I had that photo. I said, I'm gonna save this one for last, right? So I put that photo as the last one to put, and it was like people read it. They was like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad you posted this photo." And I didn't even get the guy's Instagram information, so I don't even know where he is. And I hope he saw the photo. But it was just like that was the message, like, bro, let niggas be gay, bro. If they want to be gay, like, what is it doing for you?
Well, yeah,
What they
let
do,
people
as
use
long
their
as they're
free will,
consenting
whatever way they
adults,
want to use it.
what does it matter what they do in the privacy of their bedroom or
Right.
privacy of their space? Like,
That's their
who
use of their free will.
cares? Exactly. Like I said, as long as you're not committing any crimes, have at it, bro. Like,
Enjoy yourself.
yeah. So I think that, like, but I also do it to, like, break stigmas as well. And a lot of I've had people tell me, like, I love the fact that, like, you in your work you don't judge people, or you don't. And it's like, bro, that's not for me to do, bro. Like, I just do the work, and if something looks good, it would also too with, like, it was a guy that he had this beautiful, like, chest piece thing. It had flowers and all this thing on there, and it's like, yo, sometimes the cat might not even be of the LGBT community. That just might be how he expressed himself. But because
Right.
we look at certain people like, oh, you wear your clothes like this, like, oh, nigga, you gay. And it's like, no, like, that's just how this person expresses themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would say, green flag, just do what you love to do
Right.
without fear of judgment. Like, my art is my art. Shay's art is Shay's art. Your art is your art. So Shay's very intentional about when she goes into a space. This is why I'm doing this. Boom, boom, boom. Are we on the same page?
Right.
Because if we're not, then we don't need to work together.
Yeah.
So just know, and don't be afraid to speak up too. That's another green flag. Don't be afraid to speak. If you don't like something, say it.
All right. Yeah. No, good stuff. Good stuff. I think another green flag um, is working with, from a consumer looking for a creative, working with creatives who have like, either you can see the work that they've done with others, so you can see what their experience is like through those other individuals, right?
Yeah.
If I'm looking at you and every person you work with in a minute issue, you ain't got no completed, executed projects. There's nothing I can.
Yeah.
What makes me think that you're just gonna get it all together in our project? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think to Hometown's point, he had pointed out how there was one person that had a discrepancy, but the discrepancy kind of died down because of look at the plethora of people who had such great experiences.
Mhm.
So what was different about you? You know what I mean? And so as a
Yeah.
consumer, if they do this, unless they are saying up front, I'm just getting into this.
Mhm.
I'm just getting into this. Would you be willing to be one of the people that help me? If, so
Yeah.
we have an experience in
Yeah.
there. But if they're presenting
Upfront,
themselves,
being honest.
right?
Yeah.
If they're presenting themselves as
Yeah.
someone who is, I do this, and they're taking people's money, you should be able to see what they've done with this.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And
One of the go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
another one of the things that me as a model, but also a photographer I've worked with, is even when you go through and look at the work that they've done, also the tags, right? Are they tagging the people they've worked with? Are they being friends, right? Because photographers look at that too. Because why would I do a collaboration with you if you're not going to acknowledge me
You ain't collaborating.
as a model? Why? Even if I'm not collaborating though, right? If you share my photo on your why not tag me? You know what I mean?
And that's the least you could do.
Collab me, but tag me.
Right. What
No,
you
no,
about to say? It takes no energy.
You know?
it takes no,
At,
like it
and it's
takes no
at DaShay
energy to
Carter. You
like.
don't gotta put Queen DaShay Carter. That's the personal page. You don't gotta put Carter Love LLC. DaShay Carter. Boom. Like
Tell them.
it's simple. It's
Yeah, I
Simple.
mean, like it's straight to the point. Because I mean, depending on what kind of photo, it's like, oh, who's that? Who's that? It's like you could have just tagged them from the beginning. You don't have to like.
reality is I'm tagging you on everything. The photos I take with Kyle, he's tagged on Pinterest. That man probably only get on Pinterest to talk about the concept. Okay, I'm active on Pinterest, but I
I
tag him
need to
on
learn how to really
Pinterest.
use
I
that and
tag him
utilize
on
Pinterest.
Google. I tag him on what you call it, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I don't think he has a LinkedIn. I don't tag him on LinkedIn, but I do post him on LinkedIn, and same thing with Snapchat. Anybody I work with, if like with the hair lady, if your hair, if you in there, you in there. I'm tagging you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's nothing to add it to the bottom. And what I started doing is putting credits. So the photographer, the creative director, the hairstylist, the nails, the outfit, everybody can go right underneath there. It is not the end of the world. The
I
magazine.
agree. No, I agree. I mean, like honestly, like usually, I mean, I'll like tag like obviously the person that's in the shoot, but usually I never have the information about who did the hair or whatever. So like when I did the graduation shoot, her mom like she posted like she tagged everybody. So I just went
Mhm.
and copied and pasted that. So when I posted photos, I just put it in there.
Yeah. It's definitely a green flag when someone is representing to me. I feel like acknowledging. Acknowledgement is a powerful thing and it don't take too much.
I
At
agree.
all.
And you don't even have to put detail. Like so I used to with the forbidden fruit shoot, you'll see the photographer a camera, you'll see the lipstick, and then I think I put a high heel for me as the model. Um and then like I did the photographer, her husband was the videographer. So I put three apples in a cherry.
You're funny.
It was three women and then one man, and it was apples and cherries. That was the fruit we were using for the forbidden fruit shoot. So it was funny because I don't know if anyone else picked up on that, but she goes, "I love how you put the three apples in the cherry."
That's funny. It's funny.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yeah,
But yeah, I wanted to make sure that we gave some red and green flags just so people could be aware of what to look for. There's so much power in what we all do. We all have our different lanes, our different gifts. God has called us all to do different things in the same industry. And so it's important, I think, for us to educate other people so that they know um, how to use their gifts
yeah,
and how to enhance their gifts because there is, like I said, enhancement when you have those matchups.
yeah.
Forbidden fruit shoot, that was my very first shoot that I coordinated myself, so I was the concept developer and the creative director, and I shared it with her. Like I said, I do a playlist. I do a team, so the whole team was on there, the makeup artist, the and the photographer, and then myself. Like I sit, everyone gets the same notes, okay? Um and then after that, we moved into conversation about how they can show up as themselves within my vision. And so I think it's just important to know to have that. Like I said, for me, that was a powerful thing for me. That was like, oh, you really can do this. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay that you might have moments where you feel uncomfortable because you were taught to feel uncomfortable by your trauma, but this is something you were made to do. And so make making the right choices sometimes in these connections, it's very important because you don't want to let it kick you backwards. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes all it takes is listen to your discernment. All it takes is listen to your intuition. But sometimes we don't use that, right? And that's why I wanted to give out red flags and some green flags, so you have something to go off of. Confirmation, like, oh, my gut was telling me that, and then they just said that was a red flag. Yeah, I'm glad I made that decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I wish I would have had some talk show like this. Kind of look over when I was getting into the industry. That definitely would have helped.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I feel that too. I know me though, I am one of those hard-headed people that have to feel it themselves. I have to live the pain and learn the lesson.
Sometimes.
But not all the time, no. But I have learned that it makes me better at teaching it. And having the message, because it's like, well, this happened, and I'm gonna tell you why it happened. Okay, I'm gonna tell you my role too, though. Okay, so we all play a role in some of this stuff. So I want to make sure, like I said, that we are safe in this industry because, like I said, it's there's so much healing that is done. Creativity is so powerful.
It is.
It's so powerful. So I want to make sure that people don't. I'm telling you, I stopped when I first started. I stopped because it just felt like I had to either be a trap art model, twerking on the stage, or I just couldn't do it. Because that's when I first got into modeling, I got into modeling in the Bay Area, but that was also the gigs that kept being sent my way. I was like, eh.
But also too, this is probably gonna be very controversial, but fuck it.
It's a late night.
One of the
hours.
things
Let's get
that
controversial.
I've realized in the Bay Area, just from my own personal experience, a lot of these girls call themselves models, but they're really into other shit.
Talk about it.
And I'm trying to be as clean about it as possible, but it's like, are you?
He said, "You ain't no model. You just take pictures."
You a midnight ballerina.
You're a
You're
midnight
a ballerina that take pictures.
disguised as a model. Like, you really just want to take pictures to promote your midnight ballerina business, which is cool, but that doesn't make you a model.
But say that.
Just say you're not a model.
This is marketing photos.
I'm trying to get bookings for my business. I do dancing. Cool. That's cool. But no, you're not a model, baby. And that's okay.
He said, "Oh, you
not a model, baby.
Like ballet and shit." Yes, you're absolutely correct, Drake. I'm a midnight ballerina.
Nah, but that's real though. That is real.
So
if you're gonna say you're call yourself something that has years that people have put blood, sweat, and tears in it, respect it. If you're gonna call yourself
no, and that's real. That's why I braked. I said, why, you know what I mean? Growing up, I always wanted to be a model. And I said, if I feel like I have to be forced to do something I don't want, and it wasn't forced, but I'm like, I want to be a model, yes. But do I want to be this kind of model? No. So I took a break. And then that's when I got launched into modeling. I took the break. I reflected. My niece sent me a post. There was a guy and he was looking for models for an event. And I ended up being the red carpet host for that event twice. And then he was also doing a modeling, training and educating and all the things. So then I ended up learning more about modeling through there and getting more connections. But also during that journey, I was healing. A lot of stuff I learned, I already knew from Tyra and Beyonce. But I had to learn and heal and develop because I gave up on modeling, but also I was undergoing trauma as a child when I wanted to be a model. So I had to do a certain level of healing to reach a certain level of confidence to walk in the type of model that I wanted to be anyways.
Yeah.
But I knew that I wouldn't have undergone that healing doing trap art modeling. Now, I still don't think I can do it. I don't know, because there is an art to it. It is cool. Me personally, though.
But you know that's not for you.
Yes, I know it's not for me. I know.
I mean, it's a stepping stone.
That's
like
what I know.
like
I
it's
know
definitely
I want to show off the walk that I taught myself to do for years. I want to show that I can dance in between model walking, but it doesn't have to be me bent over. You know what I mean? There's a skill to what I've learned how to do, what I've taught myself how to do, and it doesn't require me shaking my ass. So
What's up?
that's but that's again my personal preference.
All
We all
right.
have to do what we were called to do, or what our why is, right? What's motivating us, what's driving us, right? And so that's why I had to pause. It's okay to pause and figure out what direction you need to go in. You know what I mean? And so that's what I did.
Real talk. Real talk. Well,
But as we end, y'all know how we do here on the Carter Love Talk Show. We like to end with a quote or affirmation. But before we do that, if you've watched it this far, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you can be notified every time we post a video. We do interviews on Monday nights, and then on Friday nights we do this panel style conversation. The topic is always different. Next week I'm extremely excited because we're going to have a married couple come on.
come on, man.
So if you have any questions you want to hear on the show next week, send them to me. It is better to send them to me. We are going to answer questions during the live, but y'all see how conversations be going. So your question might not get answered if you wait to the last. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Send them though. Send them to me, and so we can shape the show around that. If not, I'm gonna be asking all my questions because baby, I need to take notes. I want a successful marriage. Okay, we got a successful marriage. So, but that's next Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, on the Car Love Talk Show after hours.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to do their affirmation or quote first?
Shoot, I'll jump in. So one of my daily quotes. Which one do I want to throw out?
Both of them. No, I'm just kidding. You got like 10.
I know. Yeah, I know. Actually, shout out to my kids. I'm gonna do the one that I do with my kids. And so, I call it my starting five. And so when I say kids, get my starting five, they say I am loved, I am great, God is always with me. I'm a winner, and every day is my day. And so that's our starting five. Shout out to my babies.
Shout out to the
Shout out to
baby.
the children.
Shout out to the baby.
I live by a quote, and I don't know if it's necessarily photography industry related, but Muhammad Ali is a personal hero of mine. Not necessarily for what he did in the boxing ring, because I don't watch boxing at all, but for who he was as a human being. Of course, he had flaws and all that stuff, but just who he was overall. A lot of people remember him as a boxer, but they also remember the humanitarian, just the human that he was. But anyway, the quote is the rent that you pay. The rent that you pay to live on this earth is by the service that you give. I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically the same thing.
That's good.
Or service is the rent that we pay to be on this earth.
Right.
And I do feel like, even though with my photography, yes, I do get paid to do it. It's still service that I'm doing because somebody's walking away and they
Right.
might feel better about something that happened in their life or whatever after they did this shoot with me. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. As always, thank you guys so much for watching the Carter Love Talk Show after hours. Remember that you are worthy always. You are worthy of being seen for who you are. You're worthy of being valued for your talents and your gifts and your skills, for your creativity, no matter what level of the journey you are on. You are worthy of being heard. You are worthy of educating yourself like you're doing today watching this show. And you are worthy of your vision being fulfilled, no matter what you're going into your next creative venture for. You are worthy of being elevated and expanded and healed No matter what, I feel like we always grow and elevate, no matter whether it's a big thing from like childhood trauma or something small. Maybe we just kick our confidence up a little bit more. You're worthy of that growth. You're worthy of that expansion. You're worthy of where that is going to take you and how it gets you closer to the things that you're manifesting and praying for. You are worthy of care and patience, and you are worthy of the confidence that is expanding within you. And as always, you are worthy of unconditional self-care and unconditional self-love. Until next time, my loves. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Remember, you're a genius.